I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
In fact, not only must we challenge the Europeans, we must challenge the Asians, and we must challenge the Latin Americans as well. We must challenge any group. We must challenge any group that threatens to constrain our freedom and threatens to exploit us. And that does not include any other group. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that nations and people do not have permanent friends. They only have permanent interest. And the people who are your allies today can be your enemies tomorrow. And you must keep that in mind, because there's some of us who are deceived in this direction as well. I hear a lot of blacks use the word black and Latino constantly. We're related, yes, but there are also differences. And these differences can be exploited at different times. Some of you, if you've looked at 13 last week or so when they were.
What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. And first and foremost, let me say, I apologize to the matron. I ain't trying to cut her. I was listening to her live. Y'all go subscribe to the matron, and she is reading Up from Slavery right now by Booker T. Washington. So shouts out to her. But I'm on time today, Cassidra. What's going on? How you doing today, Cassidra?
I'm good. I am good. You're on time. How about that? You getting better?
Yeah, I think I'm starting to get the hang of it now.
Oh, you like to come on late.
Yeah, I know. I'll be up late. I'll be tripping. But
Man, you must not work early in the morning.
no, I gotta get up at like 5 in the morning.
Ooh, so you up late like that all the time? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to stop doing that. It's not healthy for me.
Hey, go ahead. If it works for you, some people are late, they can stay up late like that. I can't.
Yeah, I can stay up late. It's just getting up early is the hard part.
You just hate to go to bed, huh?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. But how you doing today, though, Cassandra?
Everything is all good. It's all good. I'm doing good. I think this is gonna be a fire one.
Yeah, I
This
think
is
so.
going to be a fire live.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about I call this one whose ice is colder, but it's really about trust. We're gonna look at like trust in as far as like our community and all as many aspects as we can, and
Awesome.
different just to understand and also try to come up with ways that can help and solutions as we go along. And if anybody else want to join as we go along, then you can definitely do that. But so I'm gonna go through these considerations, so we don't be on there, but anytime you want to say something, just be like, yeah, just jump in and I'm gonna stop
Awesome.
it.
Okay.
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. So of course we understand, right, as far as like black people, right? We don't trust each other just in general, you know. And then you always hear, I know this is like most of the time you hear from like a negative standpoint, you know. And I understand that people may feel how they feel even about, like, I try to use people that you may not have heard of or whatever, just because I don't want it to be like any bias in the actual topic, you know. But even this brother is going to be a clip or whatever. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
I'm gonna play this little clip for y'all. Just the voice clip, because I don't want to have to deal with the copyright issues or whatever with YouTube. And I want y'all to hear somebody else say what I'm about to say, because if I would have said it on my own, people would say I'm a coon, sell out or whatever, Uncle Tom.
And so you get an idea about he already said people would be calling him a coon and Uncle Tom, you know.
You already know what to expect, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we got that so bad, and it's so sad. It's so sad. They have us ruined. But go ahead and play the little coon video.
Yeah, Cassidra, like I'll tell you, I was just going through videos. Some I was looking for stuff, some I was just watching, and I'm like, everything that we say, we like weak as hell. Like, but that's another topic, you know. But but you might agree with with the audio he's gonna play, you know. So it's really about the audio, not necessarily what he gonna say. So it's about Black people. Should we avoid each other, you know? And I personally disagree with what he say, but I'm gonna play it.
But this is a civil rights activist. And then I'm gonna give you my
statement. People, in your last statement, why did you say that Black people need to stay away from each other unless there's going to be some productivity?
Away from each other because as victims of racism, the racists have filled our minds full of poison. So whenever we come in contact with each other, the poison immediately begins to spread. Black people walk around full of poison. You can almost see it in our eyes. When we pass each other on the sidewalks, we're loaded with it. It's been put there. We weren't born with it. We didn't have that look in our eyes when we were little people, just little toddlers. We were wide open to the world, just like all people are when you're a toddler. But when you're in an evil system, a system that is designed deliberately.
I don't know what that sound is. Hold on. I don't know what that sound is. Hold on.
As he or she grows, as that person comes in contact.
All right.
That's not a natural process. You can almost feel the atmosphere of hostility there. That's not a natural thing. That's artificial. And it's all put there by the white supremacists long before the bus was built, long before the people got on the bus. Every Black person must realize this. So what do you do about it? Codification is all about what you do. You make sure that anything that you say to someone before you open your mouth is of constructive value. Anything that you do with someone, you sit down and plan it first and make sure that what you're planning is of constructive value. Otherwise, Black people should go the other way when they see each other. They shouldn't even come in contact with each other. They should cross the street almost before they say anything to each other, because once they say anything, the poison starts. Unless they already have something in mind to say that is of constructive value. And we just
all right, so let me see. Let me check out more.
This is what you call the process of counter-racist codification. You're working against racism.
All right, so Cassidra, he's basically saying, and listen, maybe I disagree. Before you go in, maybe I disagree with this dude, or even how people would take it out of context. But I also like when he say, you know, I agree if it's like any negativity directed in the direction that it needs to go in, you know, because that's actually the right direction it should go in, you know. But at the same time, like, I think that like even just like small stuff is important. Like I think that because I started doing it when I walk down the street, I see a brother, I'll be like, maybe he's not talking about that, and maybe this dude took it out of context and other people take it out of context. But if I see a brother walking down the street, like, yo, you say what's up, you know, nod and say what's up, or like hold the door for a woman or a dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, or, you know, a black man or woman, you know, like in public, you know, I think the little interactions, I think that we need to have more positive little interactions, just speaking to each other, showing respect, or, you know, just look, whatever to each other. But, and by the way, what's going on, Anthony? So, but what you think about it though? Like what he was saying and, you know, all of that, Cassidra.
He said we should not even speak to each other, because when we start speaking, the poison starts. Let me just say one thing, Forecast. I, on purpose, when I see Black people, male or female, if I'm coming in a room, I say hello, fellas, if it's men, and I say hello, ladies, if it's women. That's automatic. You understand what I'm saying? I, on purpose, automatically wake up and know that I'm going to love on some Black people, my own. I may walk in a store and look at the meanest Black woman and put the eyes down. I say, good morning, period. That's all you need to say, because you don't know who needs that good morning.
Thank you.
I am going to choose to speak, to love, and to show love to my own. I am going to do what I need to do to break all this shit up, because I know where it started. When you know where something starts, you have to counteract that. You can't just walk in that poison that somebody else started for you. We have to, on purpose, start loving on each other. Do the opposite. If you know Black folk there, and you know they got some attitude, okay, have your attitude. But good morning. Speak or not, it doesn't matter. It's out there. And I'm going to speak loud enough for that person to be, oh, good morning. I get that back. Sometimes you don't, but very seldom early in the morning do I ever get nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, consider not to cut you off too, but like especially like somebody, yo, you be like, I said good morning, didn't I? You
exactly.
know,
and I've done that too. Oh, I guess it's not a good morning. You know, I've done that too, and I do it on purpose. Everything about us is going to have to be on purpose, that we switch that thing off, that we do something different, because we know that they put it in our neighborhood. I'm on to their tactics, and I'm on to making life better and easier for my own, period. I'm not going to continue walking in hate. They don't walk in hate, do they? They don't ever, they don't ever say good morning either. As you notice, you work with them. Right. I work with them. They don't ever speak. I don't give a damn. I don't speak to them either. I don't give a damn. They speak a lot. I keep walking. You know what I'm saying? But I will speak to my own. You know what I'm saying? I walk past the office. Hey, Nicole. Hey, so-and-so. Hey. Yes. Because I'm on purpose going to counteract the seed that they sown in us. I'm not going to know that this is what it is and continue it. That's crazy. That's stupid to me. Why would you continue and we know that they started it. We know this. But what are we doing to stop it? Absolutely nothing. So it's on purpose. We have to do everything we do. It has to be on purpose, Forecast. If you want to stop all of this, if you want to change with our children, if you want to change anything in our Black community, it's going to be up to us, and we're going to have to do it on purpose. Period. I'll rest my mic.
Oh yeah, thank you, because that's exactly what I was trying to say, but you put it way better than I put it, you know, because that's the thing, you know. And when and the funny part is when you speak to people, they speak back, like, you know.
Yes, they do. They look for that. They look like, oh, okay. I didn't know we was gonna do it like that. And older women, I speak to them too. Good morning. Yeah. Hey, good morning. You have to do this. We have to. It's imperative. I challenge everybody that's going to listen to this live tonight and in the future. Start right here and right now speaking to your brother. Every time I don't give a damn if their ass is down or up. I don't care. If they blind, speak. Yeah. If they're not blind, you know what I'm saying? I don't care. Start speaking. Start opening your mouth. We have got to counteract this. And it's going to take us counteracting it. It can get a whole lot worse than what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I'm speaking to you and I'm established a relationship with you, guess what? If I see that somebody's hurting you, I'm gonna come to your defense. You feel what I just said? Exactly. But if I don't feel that connection with you, because I don't feel that Black folk care about each other, then I can see somebody beating the hell out you and I ain't gonna say nothing. So we have to establish those relationships with each other immediately. So therefore, if I do see my brother out there getting hurt, I'm gonna automatically jump to his defense. Or I'm gonna automatically jump to her defense because I'm establishing a relationship with all Black people. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where it should be going. Because they want you to feel unimportant. They want you to distrust each other. They want you to dislike each other. So when you do see something that they do to the other, you won't care, just like we are now. But if we counteract this thing and you turn around and start doing the opposite, and they see that, they're gonna be like, oh my God, it's not working no more. No, it's not working. Not with me, it's not.
Yeah.
So what's up to us? Go ahead.
And I know. I just wanted to add on too, because this for like the young people who may like, oh, I have anxiety. I'm like, because I used to be like that, where I didn't talk to nobody or whatever. If you literally go around just saying, hey, how you doing to people, you not only break out of that, you also see that, and I remember one time I was walking past this old man, like I was like, how you doing, sir? Old Black man. He was sitting on his porch, and, he didn't say nothing, but like, so, and you know what happened? Nothing, I didn't feel bad or nothing,
But
and I would still defend him. Yep. I would speak to him again.
Yep. Keep speaking. And until they get it. I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. Long time ago, I remember way back in the day, I didn't like to be hugged, right? Just because I grew up like that. Okay. So I went to this church. This was way back in the day. Remember, way back. So I went to this church, and every time I would go there, they would hug me. I was like, oh my God, I would go to a different door. They'd hug me, and my kids would look at me and they'd be, mommy. Because it was so funny, because I hated it. And when I see them coming, I would be like, oh my God, these people hug so dang much, right? And
I still feel like this sometimes.
I'm telling you, but guess what? I started enjoying it. I started, okay, well, I knew they was coming here. It took me a while to get there. It took about 6 months. It took me a while. Because they kept coming. I was like, oh Lord, I ain't gonna. And they knew it. I'm telling you, they knew I couldn't stand it, because I would just, my eyes, I'd be like, oh my God, here they come. I don't know if they seen it. They probably did, because I can, you looking up, you probably could tell, oh Lord, here she come again. Yes, but I'm a hug anyway. So okay, I started, I started getting used to it. And do you not know, I joined that the usher. It wasn't the usher, it was the greeters. I joined the greeting, and I was the biggest hugger, and I was, hey. So that's what got me out of it. But it took a while for me to get there. And then guess who was the head greeter? Me. Can you imagine? The one that didn't want to hug, the one that hated to see him coming. And then I would horn in on the ones that was just, because I knew the face when they would make that face. I'm coming to hug, and I would horn in on them when I see them coming. I said, I'm gonna break you out of that. And it took somebody not caring about the way I looked, and not caring about if I want to be hugged or not, and helping me to get free. And that's literally how I look at it. And this is how we can help each other to get free. When you see your brother speak, regardless if they speak or not, guess what? One of these days, you'll walk past that old man's house and he'll speak. And you'll be like, oh, you can speak. All right, good job. And that would be me, because I would make a big deal. You going to speak to me today. I'm telling you, I will walk past his house every day. Then you going to speak to me today. I don't give a dang on you. And I would make a joke out of it. And then he would at least crack a smile. And I'd be, okay, you coming around. Okay. That's how we do it. That's how I do it. I make people speak. I don't care if you're mad. What you mad about? I don't get if you're not mad at me, so I don't care. But guess what? It's time for us to start loving on us. When we gonna start? No time like the present. Like I said, make that your business this week. Eye contact, or if they looking at the ground, say, what you looking at the ground? Oh, they got some money down there. Make a joke out of it. And they're gonna look at you. Okay. How you doing today? That's exactly what we need to do. Take it to the next level. So what you looking down there? You see some money down there? Oh, there goes some money right there. And then they're gonna look, and then they're gonna look at you like, what? And then that's when you've broken the ice. We gotta start somewhere, y'all. Come on, we gotta do something. We cannot continue on like this. They got us hating each other for no reason. It's so sad though. It's so either we cooning out, or we're gonna jump on their bandwagon to help and fight for them. You know what I mean? People fought and jumped on OJ's bandwagon to fight against their own brother and said some horrible stuff against their brother. But did you see that man that sliced up that girl? All them comments was nothing negative, like OJ's death.
Nothing.
Nothing negative. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna switch this up. You should have went." I went in. I started going in, texting about them crackers. I said, "Oh, y'all stay away from them crackers." I told her, I said he probably ate the rest of them. That's why we can't find her. I said, "That's
Right.
what some snow people do." Oh, I wouldn't. I put about 10 comments on that page. I sure did, and I wasn't scared and afraid, and I meant what I said. Y'all stay away from these snow people. How many times we gotta tell you? See what I'm saying? Because they would have came on our page and did the same thing, right? Because they did it when what OJ died, and they did it with who the basketball player man, the tall dude that died in helicopter, Kobe.
Oh, Kobe, yeah, that the first thing they said was, first thing they said.
Exactly. They was glad. I'm like, why y'all always glad when we die? And we don't do the same to y'all. I said, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna talk about him. And I said the nastiest thing I could about him. Seriously.
I do it every chance I get.
Every chance I get, because they're gonna do you, right? But it's not enough of us doing it. It's not enough of us. We won't even say nothing about them, but they'll be the first one to say something about us, bad about us. We got to counteract that. Everything they do to you, you do back to them. I guarantee you they'll stop. And we can start small. We can start small.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fact. Because like I remember this white troll used to come on here. He thought it was funny. He thought it was a joke, and he's like, "Oh yeah." Like when the black dude ran over a bunch of white people, and he was like, "Y'all ain't talk about that." And we like asked Bakari how you feel. He dude, the hero, and you like absolutely right. And he's like, "Oh, this is disgusting." Like, oh, now it's disgusting, and all the other stuff ain't disgusting though.
Exactly. See how they wanted you to go against your own, because he's used to that conversation. He's used to us going against our own, because there's more coons out there than there are pro-black people, right? Right. And that's what he was looking for. But we always got to go again. I'm never going to go against I don't give a damn what they did. I'm not going to go against them in front of you. I may go against them in the background, but I'm not going to ever go against my brother in front of them. Like when they was talking about R. Kelly and stuff, I'm like, I had nothing to say. I knew what he did was wrong, but I'm not coming out there and joining your conversation. Yeah. I'm going to take up for my brother as long as you having something to say. And that's what black folk need to do. Don't get on their bandwagon in front of them. You go the opposite, even on their platform. You get on there and you praise yours. The way they treat you, the way they treat us, shoot. I ain't going to go against my own for them on their platform. Heck no. That's crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. And Bakari just came in the building. Shouts out to Bakari. Right. Bakari, find the next white person that you see and say the gloves didn't fit, Bakari. It'll set you free, my brother.
I told her, I said she took one for the team. She took one for the team. You remember Emmett Till? That's what I say. Remember Emmett Till? She took one for the team. I don't give a damn if he killed her or not. That's what I was telling. And they was talking, boy, they was in the office the other day talking like that. And I said, she just took one for the team, didn't she? And I walked away. I didn't even look at their face because I don't care what you had the nerve to sit up there and say that in front of me. I had the nerve to say what I said in front of you and walked away. Seriously, who you think you are? Get out of here. I'm gonna let you disrespect my brother. I really don't care if he did it or not. But I'm gonna tell you what. They got mad because they couldn't convict him, and they unjust justice system. Get out of here. You think if he was really guilty, they'd have let that black man walk? Shut up. Y'all sound stupid saying, oh yeah, he did it. How you know? I guarantee you they wouldn't have let him walk. They could have proved it. But not a problem that the cops was racist and didn't do their job. Okay. So we'll never find out now, will we?
And who knows? Because you know how them whores would be. It could be anybody.
Exactly. You know, you thought a whole thought and a drug addict too. Ain't no telling who killed you. Probably your pimp killed you, or your supplier killed you because you didn't pay up his money. And the guy was a gay. He was an LGBT. Could have been his man, thinking she was dating him. Well, anybody could have, but they didn't do their homework. So I don't give a dang on who did it. Next.
Hey, all right. So, all right, let's get back to the next part, right? So I already played. Let me see.
Stuff.
I played they talking about the thing and the brother said here, it's only gonna be like a minute or two. Most of these is only gonna be a few minutes, you know.
You know.
Hey. I hope I got the right time.
You know, the first thing that popped in my mind is one thing that a lot of black people say. We've even said it. You got all these white people who out here just vigilante killing and all this crazy stuff, terroristic stuff. And a whole lot of black people talk about killing. But we ain't gonna do nothing to no white folk.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna do
we all
nothing
know.
now when it comes to us, like and what's happening, what he's explaining is what's happening that's going on, that's being played out in rap right now. Like, I'm mad at you, I don't like you, you said this, you my op, you this, you that, I'm gonna kill you. But when it comes to other people that do what's wrong, we're going to think about how we respond or react, or if a reaction is even given. Most likely a reaction isn't given. It's a swallowing of pride. It's a person being humbled in that situation. And like you said, realizing that I can't react to these folks the same way I react to my folk. And one of the main reasons is because I look at my folk as an enemy. I look at my people as an enemy. I look at my people as something that's not valuable, that I don't mind doing away with. And that's one of the biggest issues. But that's been ingrained in us for us to behave like that. And everybody hasn't had a chance to break out of that mindset. We're gonna get into the second half of this. Toward the end, we're gonna get into the
all right. So now I understand what this brother is saying here, you know, and it's not like I completely disagree with him. Now I think that when people do stuff, is most of the time is like, you know, you're fighting over a woman or you're fighting over money, you know, a lot of the same thing. And of course, like we was just saying, like you hear what people say, we shouldn't even talk to each other and build these relationships. But the most important thing is you understand that it's consequences when somebody else. Now, I still don't get it, because you go to jail anyway, right? Or you end up fighting each other, you know. So that's why I'm like, even on here, I'm not going to argue with other black people on here. I go in on other people all day, you know, but I'm not going to. I'll like have conversations and like discussions with black people, but them I'm not going to have discussions with. I'm gonna go in on them. You feel me? Is the difference. And a lot of us do, but I don't, like, as far I get when he's saying like because our hatred is nothing like their hatred for us, you know. Our hatred comes from something different, you know what I'm saying. It's a more of a self thing than I hate. Like, you may want to be lighter because you want to get more things in the society, maybe like more loans or something, or access to something, you know, like healthcare or something, you know, important. But I don't think that is like full on hatred, like as far as like how they do it. It's just that we are be willing to do anything to each other because we may not, or we don't have a value for ourselves first and foremost, you know, or the situation that we're in. And then we're taught from kindergarten, we have a white teacher now, you know, who's teaching us something different. But what do you think though, Cassidra?
Wow. You know what? I'm still coming back to the thoughts where I'm hearing what they say, but it's so many coons right now that has so much hate. I don't even think they even know it. You know, because even with I looked on his show and I saw all the negative comments that Black people were saying about themselves. You're talking about yourself. You say, I don't even speak to Black people. You're Black.
Right.
What
That's
do
what
you?
I don't get. Right.
What the hell is going on with you? Why would you? Why would you come on here anyway? And I know why you did it. It's for clicks, right? Because anytime you see stuff like this, you're gonna get 1,000, 100,000 clicks. But I'm gonna come on there and I'm gonna speak my truth, and I'm not going to say it the way you want me to say it. I'm going to counteract what you're trying to do on your page. So what I'm gonna say about him, he hates himself, and he is an instigator, right? And he is doing this for massa. I'm not coming on here talking about my brother and how much Black people hate each other and how much I don't need Black people. Who you need? That's all you got, dummy. If you ain't got Black people, who you have? You think you got them crackers? They only around you because you allowing them to use you. That's what I find out about them people. Because the word that I read said ain't nothing good. There's nothing good within them. Nothing. So you trying to tell me and show me that you're gonna rely on your enemies, a person that God told you ain't nothing good about them, And you're gonna go over there and rely on them before you will your own? Are we serious? I was riding with a girl and I do my 3-wheeler stuff, right? And we were riding up yesterday and she's, super dark, which I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem. But she was saying, I have more problems from Black people. And I said, well, could it be because of your childhood? When you're young, we talked about each other. You're a black dog. And, you call each other different names, right? Especially when you're super dark, right? And I said, could it be something that you're not letting go from childhood because they've, had some, bad stuff to say about you being a child. I said, and then you got older and automatically you now have a wall up. So anytime you meet a Black person, that wall comes up. You know what I'm saying? That attitude comes up. Not really attitude, but you're very cautious, and you'll say stuff like what you just said. She's more friends with white folk than she is with Black folk. And I said, and I looked at her and I said, and you don't even understand the danger that you put yourself in every day by trusting them. And she looked at me, she was like, wow, she didn't understand. She was looking at me like, how? And I had to break it down to her. You are trusting people that don't like you, but you think because you've convinced yourself that all of them aren't bad. And that's what she had the nerve to tell me. All of them are bad. I said, well, my history says they are. The history that I know says that they are. I've never seen our history where we were trying to grow and build, where they helped us to grow and build and become free. Have you? I said, so as far as what I see, all of them are bad. And you got a lot of Black folk thinking that all of them are bad. What the hell are you talking about? The ones that you call friends because why? Because you allowing them to say whatever to you and treat you any kind of way. But if you be one first, you're going to find out and you're going to see the real them. I can see the real them. They can walk through a room. I don't have no problem with them. They already know I ain't having it because it's a look on my face. I don't need you to hold the door open for me because I'm not holding it open for you because I'm going to walk through that door and I don't give a damn if it's slammed in your face or not. I'm not holding no door open for you. I don't expect you to hold it open for me, but they do. But if I'm behind it, I don't expect them to seriously. And I'm definitely not holding the door open for you. I don't care. I show them how I feel, just like they show us. I don't have no white friends. None. I don't want none.
All right.
And I told her, I said, but you trust in people that you know doggone well. Your history shows you that they have an issue with you. That's the sad part about it. So it went back and forth, but I'm sure I wasn't there to convince her anything. Life is going to have to show her. Seriously, when this stuff begins to happen on this earth in America, she's going to run to one of them and think they got her back, and they're going to show her. And it's going to probably cost her life. I'm not running them first. I wouldn't dare show up at one of their houses, and they better not show up at mine. I'm just saying. I rest my case. I rest my life.
No, yeah, and it's not just them either. I've been in places where where Mexican people work there or Spanish or whatever the hell they are. They let the door shut on you in a second, and I let the door shut on them in a second too. Though.
Exactly, I sure do. I ain't holding nothing. I told you about that lady that was in the store. She dropped she was in front of me and dropped something on the floor and looked at me. I looked at her and turned my head. I looked down at what she dropped and looked at her, and I turned my head. Bitch, I know you don't think I'm picking up nothing. I will walk on top of it or walk over it. Seriously, what in the world are you looking at me for? See anybody Black? Probably she's used to them catering to her. She's used to anybody Black. Anybody else would have probably picked that up for her. That's why her first response was to look at me, and I looked at her because I wanted to see. I looked at her, and she looked at me like, "You ain't gonna pick that up." I looked down at that thing and looked at her. Hell no, that was my look. I looked at her the way she looked at me, like she was shocked. I was shocked that you even asked me to pick it up. My feelings was hurt. What you mean? Am I gonna do what? No.
Other people were probably showing like all the smiling hard when they were doing it.
But I'm telling you, the way her first response was, it was sickening because she's used to Black folk doing that for her. That's why she didn't even think she was gonna have to pick that up. Seriously, she wasn't even used to picking up her own stuff. Because that was why she looked at me like that. I looked at her right back. You got the wrong nigga, honey. You got the wrong one. And I just looked and turned my head. And we're gonna step on it if she hadn't picked it up soon and quick enough.
Right, you in the way now. Like, get out the way.
Okay, move. I'm trying to get run out. But yeah,
But
no.
shouts out to Black Megas in the building. This brother here. He I don't know if people know. He got like 32,000 subscribers, but
Ain't that
most of
sad?
them is probably
32.
white.
Ain't that sad? Ain't that sad? Everybody ought to go to his page and comment on his page something positive about Black people. Because I'm doing that right now myself.
Yeah.
Everybody go to his page and comment, say something nice about your brother. I understand the hurt that he's gone through, and that's the hurt. But that's why he's doing this for clicks.
Yeah. And this is I don't want to really say his name, but this is it right here. So y'all can go back and watch it. But all right, so consider, this is so for the one back in the day, like you were saying, this is the first one that popped in my head, that I could just pull up real quick. And I'll play it for a second.
One of the most intense clashes between the Deacons and the KKK occurred
Deacons
in
of Defense.
Bogalusa, Louisiana in 1960.
Yes.
The Klan had been terrorizing the Black community for years, and the Deacons had had enough. On a hot summer day, a group of about 25 Deacons led by Charles Sims, a former paratrooper, approached a Klan rally armed with shotguns, rifles, and pistols. The Klan was caught off guard and quickly scattered, but not before firing a few shots at the Deacons.
Now, how they attacking them, but they caught off guard? Well, anyway.
A fierce gun battle ensued, with both sides firing at each other from behind trees and bushes. The Deacons managed to hold their ground, and after several hours of fighting, the Klan retreated.
Hold their ground, aka whoop their ass, started
exactly.
killing them.
Okay. No, you in my land. You in my land. You in my area. You ain't got no business there.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, hold on. One more thing. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We have you remember the Black lady I was talking about Radio Cafe, right? She's gonna be on Maurice's show, and not trying to, I'm just saying on Sunday at 4. So if you guys want to come on there and ask her some questions or find out more about her land, she's gonna be there. And I just want to know if because I was hearing that she was like giving it, selling it to white and Black, and I wanted to understand why. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I asked her to come on the show, just so I can understand. And maybe she just don't know that we ain't supposed. You've tried that. It's not gonna work with you inviting them into the Klan. That's why a lot of Black folk probably don't want to do it, because there's white folk mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just dying to ask. It's gonna be a really exciting, because I really want. I'm gonna ask her, right?
Oh,
you know I got to. And I got to forecast. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. I got to. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I ain't meant to. I just wanted to. It was.
I'm definitely going. No, I'm definitely going to tune into that. I know the answer. We taught to love everybody, but
but I'm gonna tear her up with them scriptures. She's a Christian, and I'm gonna tear up with them scriptures. Her own scriptures. Go ahead.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm definitely going to tune in for that one. Oh man.
For good, and their victory inspired other Black communities to form their own self-defense groups. The incident also caught the attention of the federal government, which began
now Black self-defense groups have been a thing long time.
To crack down on the KKK's activities in the area.
The clash at the Bogalusa rally was a turning point for the Deacons, who became known as one of the most effective Black self-defense groups in the country.
Now, not only did they protect from outsiders, they also were protectors from the inside, and they protected the community in general. So like when there was issues, when you had young brothers who may be selling whatever the drugs was back then, because it was drugs all the time, like maybe like cocaine or whatever. It wasn't like crack, but they was like, no, you take that over there, you don't bring that over here. That's why it was always rules and all of that, because the older brothers had the courage to step up to the young, because I ain't gonna just blame the young brothers. I'm gonna say the older brothers had the courage to say something to the young brothers. And I just like, oh Lord, they ain't listening. They's crazy, You think every young generation isn't crazy, but they ain't crazy as we was. I'm telling you, back in the 80s, they was wilding out in the 80s. Not today. They on their phones and stuff, But anyway, Cassidra, go ahead.
You know what? I'm listening to this, and I'm understanding, and I want to ask the question: do you really understand why they separated us? Why can't we do the Deacons of Defense now in our area?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're so spread out. It's one here, it's one here, it's one here. They did that on purpose because they was like, hold on, we got to break this up. And that's what they did, didn't they? So we put maybe 2 in this little white area, and it's gonna be all everybody white but them. So it ain't on what 2 gonna defend themselves. You understand? That's why they did it. But that was the worst thing we could have ever allowed them to do, is to close down our areas, close down our neighborhoods. We should have fought tooth and nail to keep separation going. Because I'm gonna tell you what, right now, everything would have been a whole lot better on our end than theirs. Like Black Wall Street, they was building, they was pulling their money together. They didn't need white folk. White folk looked at them and got mad. That's why they went over there destroying them. And that's why they do it. Even to, they broke up the little families, broke up the little neighborhoods, because we could protect ourselves. It was 100 of us in an area. We can protect. Right now, we can't protect ourselves. It's only, you see a speck here, you see a speck here, you see a speck over there. How you gonna protect yourself with 3 specks amongst all them white folk? They knew what they was doing on purpose. I'll rest my mic.
No, yeah, you're right. I'm trying to find the part on this song. I just want to play one part of the movie. But
it's a good movie. I love that movie.
Yeah.
The white man put us to work.
We are here on our own.
Hold on.
Yeah, this might be the part.
There's supposed to be a deacon posted here.
No, I'm gonna have to come back later because I'm looking for the part when they ran them off, and then the old dude was like, "I've been waiting all my life to see this." I'm gonna feel like that myself, All right. So, speaking of history, I wanted to play a little part of it.
Booker T. Washington to film. You had black media going hard on Booker T. Washington. Ida B. Wells was dragging Booker T. Washington to filth for his famous Atlanta Compromise speech.
By the way, I had to put that in there because I had to prove that Ida B. Wells black people was calling the coon stuff out back then.
We're talking about the 19th century here.
There's
no radio. There's no social media. There's no TV.
But it's really a part of this brother's answer.
You had a guy named Isaiah Montgomery who was ripped to shreds by Frederick Douglass for voting against black men being able to vote in 1890 in Mississippi. Even in the 1970s, you have Julian Bond calling out James Brown and Sammy Davis Jr. I mean, the kind of power that the Breakfast Club has and other outlets.
So y'all know.
I almost do think it's intent.
Yeah.
So
that was about.
He's asking them about because all that cool stuff that the black media platforms get.
Thank you. Some of this stuff is about access. Some of this stuff is about fear, and some of this stuff is about a small pond. Let's be perfectly candid. There is a long history of black folk going at each other. Sometimes playfully, we call it the dozens. But because of the contraction that we've seen and the transformation of media and the fact that it's more and more about building your own particular audience and brand because networks are changing and websites are contracting and radio is in different kinds of places, there are people who are afraid to call out other media outlets in ways that we might have done even 15 or 20 years ago. And the fact of the matter is, and Michael and I can agree and disagree on this, right? That's why I liked having him on the show, right? Michael himself said, look, some of this is about ego. Some of these hosts have to recognize that you don't have the capacity to hold Nikki Haley accountable in real time. You can watch Nikki Haley on TV and be like, oh my gosh, she's lying. But she is a skilled politician. So you need to have a skill set to go head to head with her on the air, or she's going to walk all over you. You can say that Candace Owens is ridiculous, but
all right. So he's going on to because he's kind of I guess I messed up the point there, but he number one, he was talking about how black people always go at each other, right? They only have smoke for each other, but these other people, that there's consequences when you do this, so even when you get black people in certain positions, it's hard to even trust them, the black people that you put in certain positions, because they'll be quick to go at their own. That's why, when we try to do something, all you think about is black people who the first, if it was a black person doing something great for somebody, you can be like, oh well, he does this wrong, he does that wrong, he does this wrong. You know what I'm saying? And but you understand, Cassidra, you want to say something?
Yeah, I understand. I'm thinking back on NFAC, how the dude, Grandmaster was trying to, and I used to follow him, right? Because I wanted to see for myself instead of hearing what other folks were saying. So, and other people was arguing, oh, he was a this, that, and the other, and with no proof, but they got it from white folk. You understand what I'm saying? White folk talking points. But that's what we do. Anybody that's trying to help you to be free, you feel so uncomfortable because you're scared. So you start fear mongering. Oh my God, you're going to get us killed. I'm like, dummy, you already died. You didn't notice that? Look around you. Police officer killed Breonna Taylor, just went in her house and, and shot her dead. She was in her bed, living her best life, come out and dead. What in the world? And so we have to understand they started way back then, after the civil rights, and start paying black folk to go against their own, to stand down when they saw them doing something wrong. They were paying them way back in the day. White supremacy, of course, paying them not to say nothing, not to do anything for black folk. Why do you think you have all these leaders who we vote in every 2 years, Congress, Senate, and don't ever see them doing anything for their communities? We don't ever hold them accountable. Why? Tell me why. Tell me why black folk like yourself, Forecast or Anthony, why y'all not running for some of them city council positions, that's going to really do something for black folk? And we have armed guards. If you're going to run, you have armed guards to protect you. Seriously, because anytime you see white folk, going against a black person, like the one mayor in Maryland, she stepped down because they was threatening her and her family. And I'm like, well, why didn't you say nothing for one? And why didn't you get, support for two? Get you some armed guards, retired military men to help protect. Seriously, why would you back down? When you're in a position like that, people are going to get mad. But you let them know something happened to me, I'm coming after your whole lineage in Cassie land. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So it's these ways that we could stop all of this. But are we man and woman enough to do it? I'll rest my case. Rest my mic.
Well, and my brother Anthony is in the building. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Hey, Anthony. What's up?
Hey, what's up, brother Forecast, man? Hey, Sister Cassidra, how you doing? Huh?
Hey.
All right. What's going on, my brother?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Just came back in the house, man. I was out there watering my garden.
Oh, Lord. That's good. You're going to need that garden.
Yeah.
Yes,
you don't need that garden.
All right. So, all right. So, because
hold on. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we say black folk go against each other, all the time. You don't think white folk go against each other? We see them going up against each other now. Russia, Ukraine, they go up against each other all the time. But we always say us. Why do we do that? Why don't we ever point the finger at them and say, hey, we're not the only one going against each other. They go against each other also. They just don't do it in front of us.
Well, no, they do it in front of everybody. They always go at each other. That's all they ever do is fight each other. Like they are less than 10% of the population. And one white dude got mad because I told him that, like, you less than 10% of the population and committed 90% of world's crimes.
90%, yes. FBI told us the most violent was the white man. The most violent was the white man. So when they sit up there and say, oh, y'all killing each other, I'm saying FBI told me that you guys were the most violent. I'm just saying. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And this fool was on there talking about I'm against murder, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm in the army." Like, the fool, you going over there to murder people? Like, you should quit and tell everybody you like in the army to quit the army. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? He thought I was gonna say thank you for your service or something.
Ain't that something? Shoot.
Hey, forget.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, but the thing about it, they go against each other all the time, but they will unite together and fight against our blacks.
Against it, of course.
And our thing is, we won't unite together and fight against they white ass.
There you go.
Right. Well, we're gonna need to eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, some people say that ice is definitely cold. That's what they say.
Yeah, right.
But all right, so all right, let's go to this one. Now, this sister, I'm glad she said it because I had to play this one because I appreciate everything she said here,
Because if you remember, like I remember, calling.
Hey, by the way, my brother Anthony, could you mute your real quick? Thank you.
In protesting police brutality, took a fucking knee in the NFL and he was benched and blackballed. Meanwhile, black people Dusty Nignogs out here was still watching the fucking NFL. We don't even boycott for ourselves. But all of this shit that's been happening in Palestine finally hits the full fucking screen. And we stop going all kinds of fucking places. And black people that refuse to buy McDonald's food will still run up into a goddamn Apple store and buy all the Apple products, knowing full well that Apple is directly responsible for the atrocities that are happening to our people that look like us in Congo and Sudan. Who takes a stand for Black lives in this country and globally? Who is it? And it doesn't matter what these agents of white supremacy out here tell you about voting for Donald Trump. I don't think that you should vote for Donald Trump at fucking all. But what I am not going to pretend is that voting for Donald Trump is any different than voting for Joe Biden, because all of these things that people tell you Donald Trump wants to do are the things that Joe Biden is doing. Joe Biden just signed a bill putting more Border Patrol and ICE agents in our community than any other fucking president ever has.
What the hell is she talking about when he opened the damn borders? What a dummy.
This fucking economy and how it's doing so much better. It's doing better for the rich that we should be eating. You can make $100,000 and live in California and still be houseless. You know why? Because we're still underpaid. We're still underemployed, and we're still underinsured. Cop City, that's Joe Biden. We are starving in this country, not because we don't have the funds, but because this president, just like every other fucking president, is sending our hard-earned tax dollars to a foreign fucking entity so they can get the relief that we desperately need. And it doesn't matter that every other fucking president has done it. What matters is these motherfuckers want us to vote for this president, and he is doing it too. When do we get some relief for our Black lives? When? And we can talk about children, our children being in the military, Black people being in the military. Has it ever crossed your mind why Black people sign up for the military? It's not because they fucking love this country. It is because our children are trying to find ways to navigate white supremacy. Our children are trying to find ways to go to school without being saddled.
All right. So, I will stop it right there. Right now, I agree with her on the point of how Black people boycott for everybody else but ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, you know, it's certain things that certain places we ain't willing to go for other people. But go ahead.
Let me tell you what. I will never, and I mean never, vote for white supremacy to be on top of me. I will never. I'm never going to do it. And Black folk, y'all ignorant for doing it. You fight for white, which devil you going to have on top of you? How about neither? How about you run for some of this for these local positions, and you get reparations for yourself?
Hold on. Hey, Anthony, could you mute real quick? Yeah, go ahead, Cassandra.
So why are we not running? Like I said, city council, you running for mayor, you have 3 or 4 city council members with you. That's Black, that's going to back you. Why are we not doing this? Why are we always thinking white folks supposed to be on top of us? No, I'm not voting for Trump. Didn't promise Black folk nothing. Biden definitely ain't promising you nothing. Tell me, oh, we got a job to do. Bet you done already did your job. You did nothing. I'm not putting I didn't vote for him in the first place because I know his history. He has always had a horrible history, Black folk. Black folk tend to forget very easy. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put my vote behind neither one of them. And I don't agree with none of what she got to say. Nothing. Because she's sitting up there, you talking about Trump, which is totally true. But my thing is, Biden ain't no better. He's no better. He got the borders wide open. So
yeah, she was saying that against him though.
Oh, okay. I thought she was I thought she was trying to say, but no, I don't know. I'm not voting for either one. I don't think either party is going to do anything. Like I said, I don't see white supremacy, white folk doing anything for Black folk, period. So why are we still running and going after each other, going after each other's throats? on which one gonna do something for us. I've never seen any Democrat or Republican Party do anything for us. Am I correct or what? Am I wrong? Over the years.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Can somebody tell me one that they've done just for us, either party, just for Black people? And I'll rest my mic.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I agree with what you're saying, you know. And really, you know, what I was saying was because the one thing she was saying was like, because I feel her on this point, right? Because I'm sick and tired of Black people sitting there talking about some damn Palestine. And she was saying, like, yo, you get killed every single day. You don't boycott nothing. You ain't boycott the NFL. You still watching the NFL. You know what I'm saying?
Every day.
And now all of a sudden you don't want to go to McDonald's because some Arabs getting killed. Like, you know, I felt her on that point. I ain't gonna lie, because I'm tired of hearing that nonsense.
We don't ever fight, and then they look to us to fight. And I'm looking at them like, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't give a dang if he blow. I don't care if Israel blow up Palestine. He can blow up all them countries over there. I don't, and then blow yourself up. I don't care. Seriously, I don't care. I can care less. I have so much to worry about right here with my brothers and sisters here and in the continent. I don't have time to think about what white folk doing. I don't care. Let the Muslims, let the Arabs fight for their own, because that's who died. Arabs, right? Why Arabs ain't saying nothing? Why Arabs didn't stop Israel, but we supposed to stop it? I don't give a damn. Blow them up. Blow all of them up. Yeah. Don't stop till you get them all, and then blow yourself up.
Right. Yeah. But like the best outcome is that you all lose, you know. But but you know, that's what I'm saying, like, because it is like Black people won't even stop watching the NBA, but now all of a sudden, because another group is something happened, now you grow some. You've been getting slaughtered this whole time. They slaughter you. They jump in on it. Like, I don't understand that, and I'm like, it pisses me off because like now all of a sudden you got something to say. Oh, now. Like even a bunch of young people say I'm only not voting for Joe Biden because of what's going. Like certain young people say because of what happened in Israel, like because of what happened in Israel. You know what I'm saying? Not because of what happened in Haiti, not because of what happened in all these other countries.
Not even in other countries, because of what he did to my Black families with the crime bill. Let's talk about that. We have to remind our children. This is what I'm saying. If you don't bring up your history and constantly bring up your history and talk about it, they forgot. Our children don't even know what Biden did. We don't know that he was the most racist. Time he didn't want his crackhead son to go to school with our kids. I'm glad your crackhead son didn't. You did me a favor. Thank you. That's what I want to tell them. Thank you. Appreciate you for keeping them away from my daughter. I'm just saying. So what about that? You talking about fighting for them for this, that, and the other. You got to fight right here amongst yourself. You don't even think that you're important enough to fight for yourself. That's the sad part about it. Because of conversations like that young man was talking about Black folk like dogs. Oh, Black folk this, Black folk that, Black folk that. What about the positive stuff? Let's talk about how we're dying. Let's talk about who's killing us. And let's talk about how you're going to stop it. All right. I rest my mic.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, my brother Anthony. My bad, my brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Man, it's all good, man. Hey, and I'm glad you had clarified that for Cassidra too, man. Like I'm saying, the sister, she was talking about biting ass. You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't hearing that. I thought she was saying something else. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know. Okay, I got you. Thank you.
Yeah, she's saying both of them terrible. Yeah, but pretty much.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. You know, she was basically saying one hunky just as worse as the next hunky. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I agree. Totally agree. Go ahead.
Yeah, because it ain't. I mean, look, we as Black people in this, look here. It ain't never been a president in this country that did anything. You know what I'm saying? Or never a government. Not ever. Not even Abraham Lincoln. Anybody you can name. They never did nothing that was for our interest. If they did anything that seemed like it was for their interest, for their benefit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I agree with her 100% on what she was saying, man. You know what? You gotta, yeah. And another thing, like what Cassidra was talking about, it said us all, like, you know, they're trying to rally us all to go up here and vote for this old hunky named Biden, or the other one, you know, this hunky named Trump. We need to be focused on the local election, the local thing. That's what we can have. We can make some kind of, you know, the local election. Like you said, hey, you know, and hey, look here, in our city, you know, we got a city that's right about almost 50-50 Black, white. But then they got the Hispanic population. We got a growing Hispanic population. Now we done had three Black mayors in a row, but this year the hunky won. You know what I'm saying? Because these Negroes couldn't get their stuff straight. But
ain't that sad? Where's that at? Where's that at?
in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Ain't that something? All them niggas down there and y'all got a cracker over y'all. That don't make. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
That don't make no
Yeah.
sense. But what y'all didn't do, you think, okay, black folk, you know, they looking at black folk universal. They said all black folk. No, you don't say that about white folk. You'll put a cracker over you who ain't gonna do nothing for you. But then when you hold that Negro accountable, once you put him in office, you make him sign a disclaimer. This is what we expect from you. Now don't do it. Seriously, we got to start holding them accountable. We don't just put a cracker over you because black folk, you not holding them accountable. Hold them niggas accountable. No, we're not gonna do that. We're still not gonna. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
These, hey, you know, these Louisiana politics. But I'm saying, you know, Negroes is, you know, you got a lot of these Negroes, they in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? And they making deals behind scenes and all. We got, you know, Louisiana, we known for a lot of corrupt politics. You know, it's known from Edward Edwards to way back to Huey P. Long, you know, and there be some bull crap going on in the state of Louisiana, man. But yeah, I mean, you know, we really missed it on that one, man. You know,
That ain't just Louisiana. That's all the honey, all over. Black folks,
and one thing about it is see, is even though, like I said, as long as you know you dealing in this system, you ain't gonna win anyway. As far as that, like if you want to deal in the system, because the system is for them. This state system. You know, this system ain't built, you know, to help us out. You know, we got to help our own goddamn self out. You know what I'm saying? But like, you know, one of our biggest stumbling blocks, really, man, is those Negroes, those congressional black talkers. You know what I'm saying? That's one of our biggest stumbling blocks. Because they the ones you thought we get elected to sit up, and they don't do a goddamn thing. Because you know what? Once they in there and they get a part of the system, you know what? They palling around with their partners up there, their white buddies, and talking about this and that and all this old bullshit. A lot of stuff that they got nothing to do with the everyday conditions of black people. You know what I'm saying? They got a job, and you know, and even I can even take it back to what's the brother back in the '60s, back from the '40s or the '60s. He had a brother up in New York named Adam Clayton Powell. Now, you know, we didn't know what we didn't know. And like we always say, you know, Adam Clayton Powell, you know, he was this ferocious black dude and all that. But you know, even a guy like him, you know, he was one of them Negro pilots, them slick willies who use all kind of leverage like, well, look here, if you don't vote for me, you know, I'm gonna do this here. But I mean, all the time when he was the congressman for Harlem, I mean, Harlem went down and further down. You know what I'm saying? The drug problem was out of control. So I'm just saying, it's these Negro politicians, man, that we put too much faith in. And I think we need to stop that. Hey, we need to serve notice to these Negroes. You know what I'm saying? We need to serve notice to them that if y'all ain't gonna get up there and represent some real stuff, you know what I'm saying? Some real things, some tangible stuff for us, you know, we need to leave them alone, man.
That's
right. I rest the mic, bro.
Yo, let me say this, right? Well, speaking of that, right? Because I know here, even the mayor here is a black dude named LeVar Stoney, but you know, he might as well be a white liberal dude. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he is.
Okay, what's the name again? I want to look him up.
LeVar Stoney.
LeVar Stoney.
Yeah. And you know, he was supposed to be like, if anybody know, like Douglas Wilder, he maybe the first black person since Douglas Wilder. And I talked about it even back then, right? Because I did one where another dude who is a white dude, a pedophile, but he a criminal defendant and defending black people. So he invented his name is Joe Morrissey. He was married to like a 15, 16-year-old black girl. He like a 45, 50-some-year-old black man. There's a whole thing, and black people sit up here in this city defending him, right? But even on that story, like with the city council, you know, I was looked up everything to like, you got to get like a certain number of signatures and all of this other stuff, you know. And even while because I was too young at the time, you got to be a certain age here, you know. And a brother who ran every year, I vote for him, but he only get like 300 some votes because, you know, and then I realized most of the black people is like, you know, like not to throw my mom under the bus, but it's kind of like her, you know, where I make fun of her. That's why I even called it this, you know, because sometimes she think that the white man's ice is colder. And I make it like a joke now, you know what I'm saying? She's not like a full blown, like what she understands, like racism and, you know, like driving while black and all of that stuff. But she'd be like, well, I'm not going to go to that black business because X, Y, and Z, that they got it better, you know, kind of thing, you know? And it's just this mentality of a lot of people like that has got that mentality, you know? And I figure like, yo, it's easier to like go out to the actual places and like meet up with the people, you know what I'm saying, and actually link up with people out there trying to do something. But I also think that what y'all saying is definitely important when it comes to the local things, because it's how they use our tax money. Like we don't get, like when it snows, like we don't get the salt or whatever. The streets is like messed up in our community, but you go somewhere like the Short Pump, which is like the white area, everything is brand new. So I definitely feel what y'all saying, you know. But y'all want to say something before we go to the next one?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play this one.
Recordings.
I'm gonna play this one. All right, I'm gonna try to speed it up so we don't be too long.
Self-hate. Do black people practice self-hate? And I mean, my opinion, because you always say that, in my opinion, yes. Yes, black people practice self-hate, even though the evidence is there. Even though I don't have to say my opinion, it's a fact. It's a fact. Like wherever, you know, there's a large amount of minorities, or rather blacks in a city, you'll see the self-hate at an all-time high. I mean, I used to live in Atlanta. Y'all all know. For those that are familiar with my channel, you all know, you know what I'm saying, my story about Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They practice self-hate to the 10th power. They got colorism down there. They have classism down there. Like you are literally judged based on what you have on. And then, you know what's so crazy? Some of you all may say, well, most of you all that are looking at the video may say, well, that goes on in my city. That's my point. That overall, black people judge black people based on what they wear. We don't pick and choose our friends in the most sincere way. Nowadays, we pick and choose our friends based on their income. Based on
okay, I guess I'll play
how much they have,
just like a couple
the car that they drive, the clothes that they wear, the house that they live in. Come on.
All right, so you pretty much get the point right now. I'm not gonna go into like the whole like why, because people be like, oh yeah, why? Like I don't want to, and I think that you should learn why so that you can undo the why and the whole circumstance and all of that, you know, of even why. Because, you know, number one, let's like not act like black people have not had this eternal thing of like, we call it being fresh, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had a term for fresh back then, you know what I'm saying? But even when you talk about this, like do you pick your friends based off what they money have? Like, do you do all of these things that you saying that? Because like, well, most of the time when black people say, oh, except for me, I don't do that, you know? And that's why I always be trying to tell people, like, you know, before you start doing something as somebody else, like, or before you start having like your biases, I try to call out like biases sometimes, you know, but I know that we always have this mentality like, oh man, we like, no, that's you. Maybe you do that. You know what I'm saying? Because most people that I know is just regular people, you know, there's like black people who live in the hood who are nice people. There are black people who live in the suburbs that are assholes, you know, like there's different types of black people. But anyway, go ahead, Cassidra.
Wow, it's just a lot of black. You know what? A lot of black folk think the way he does, right? But that's not. I mean, you pick your friends according to. You know how you meet people and you just automatically click. It's not picking your friends according to anything but character. I think for me, it's character and how they treat me. You know, what kind of person they are, integrity. You know, you meet somebody. You know, hey, how you doing? And y'all just some people just automatically hit it off with. And if I automatically hit it off with you, that means it's something either you're going to share or I'm going to share. I'm going to get something or you're going to get something from me. But if it's a no and I meet you and it's an automatic frown, it's like, no, I ain't feeling that. I'm not, it's for me, it's something you feel. It's not, I don't care. I don't know. A lot of times you don't even know how much money a person has. I don't even, what I'm investigating to see. No. So I don't know what, I don't agree with what he's saying. That's not how I choose my friends. So, or acquaintances, I should say, but no, a lot of Black folk think the way he's thinking. They think like this, but what do we do about it? Nobody's talking about, yes, I know it's like this, but how do we counteract it? You have a million subscribers, right? But you don't talk about how we fix it. That's what we're supposed to do. Be talking about how we fix it. Let's talk about how to fix the problem. Nobody is on these lives is talking about how to fix it. Everybody is talking about their own, but nobody has an idea of what we're gonna do about it. That's the sad part about it. And these people have a lot of followers too, but nobody else thinks about. Let's talk about something different. Let's do something different. I rest my mic.
No, yeah, because they just want to complain, and the last one, I don't know if you heard it, because I played this rapper named Gilly the Kid. He was like, Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter. It was, and he was, I think he was the one saying that too, like, oh,
I did hear, yeah. I had to, I was like, Lord, these people. See what I'm saying? All lives ain't dying though. And those are the very ones that'll end up getting hurt by the white folk. Like that one Black dude that was talking about, I don't have no problem with the cops. I had them. And guess who killed him? I'm just saying. Remember the one dude that was talking about the cops? Oh, I don't have no problem. I love white women. I love white people. I love me some police. I've never had no problems. And boop, boop, he was done. He's done. By his same friends, the white folk. Okay. All right, go ahead and keep on talking about how much you love the white folk. Go ahead. Hang out with them. Keep on.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have a problem with, like, because I know a lot of people do say this, and it does. And sometimes I say something, sometimes I don't. But it rubbed me the wrong way when people be like, "Oh, it was Black people that did it." Was like, "Fool, we speaking English right now. Like Black people is like, what are you talking about? Black people did something to you. Like, how do you think they're in the whole position that they're?" But that part, none of that part matters. But we can literally have the conversation about, like, well, Black people think like this, and but they'll turn around and be like, well, I'm not like that. Like, what makes you different than the rest of them? Like if most people, even when you talk about issues in other people's, like when they have like the gender wars, they be like, oh, Black men is this, but not the Black men in my family. But if all of y'all saying not the Black men in my family, then like maybe not all Black men do this thing, or not all Black women do this thing, But for some reason, we just got to be like, well, Black people ain't going to do this. And it does rub me the wrong way when people say that, like, oh, it was a Black person that did this to me. You know what I'm saying? Is it? But anyway. Anthony, you want to say something?
Yeah, no what fun is it? Hey, man, you would consider y'all, hey, look here. Forecast. Okay, I'm gonna go a little bit ahead of you for a minute. I'm coming back to the point. Now I know with me, and consider when we growed up, you remember back in the 70s and stuff, when we growed up, we was in high school, junior high school, you had this thing about like what kind of jeans you wore, or what kind of tennis shoes you wore. You know what I'm saying? You remember back when we used to wear them Converse also, it's like, it was the thing. Well, then, they also had them fake cons. So remember, we call them buddy boys. You remember them, Cassandra?
Yeah, but
the buddy boy tennis shoes. Yeah, the buddy boys. Like I know, like my mom. Yeah, you laughing. I know you remember.
I remember.
Like, my mom,
I didn't wear them though. I was a girly girl. I didn't wear a lot of jeans and gym shoes and stuff. Yeah, but
everybody somehow you got them Jabos as opposed to them old Wrangler jeans. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was addressing what he was talking about when he alluded to that class thing. Like the economic class.
Yeah.
That's all I was really alluding to. But then again, this type of Negro will be the one that be caping for white girls all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
The ones with all that old all lives matter and all this old bull crap like this. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the one. Those are the type, you know, that you see running around with a white girl on their arm. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, you know, yeah, you know, they have a white girl. You know, hey man, you know, people are people, man. Love is love. You know what I'm saying? All of those type of bull crap there. And that cat there, we used to about Atlanta, man. Okay, I lived in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta Metro for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just came back in like 2020, back here to Louisiana. And you know, and it's some truth in what he was saying. You know, they got a colorism thing now that they had it for a long time. You know, with the light and damn near bright. You know, with because they had a mirror down there. Y'all remember Maynard Jackson?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all remember Maynard Jackson? You know, they had that same kind of thing in Atlanta that they had in Washington D.C. Because you remember where they had all that real light skin where they had Sharon Pratt killing them and all them who was mayors. You know what I'm saying, in Washington D.C.
Yeah, they had it here with Mayor Douglas Wilder. He was a
yeah. One of those Creoles. What we talking about? Douglas Wilder, Mayor of Virginia. I remember him. You know, we had because we had that thing deep down here in Louisiana, like in New Orleans. We had that Mayor old Dutch Moriel, and then his son Mark Moriel. But that kind of self-hatred, that anti-blackness, and you know what I'm saying, and they could dress it up any kind of way that they want to dress it up, and you know, like with the love is love and all that's it. Love is anti-blackness. You know what I'm saying? All lives matter is anti-blackness. You know what I'm saying? They could say it like that and make it seem like, oh no, we're for everybody. No, but when we're for everybody, that means we black people, we're gonna be last.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just like, you know, that's like, hey, look here, this is a perfect example. Consider, perfect example. When Barack Obama became president, perfect example. That's when I knew right then. This man ain't about shit. I already knew it right then. When he was coming up with terms like a rising tide floats all boats.
Exactly.
Okay, now look here. A rising tide floats all boats. Okay, so he's saying if it's good for America, it's good for everybody, it's good for black people. But look here, America and all of them, they in the boat, black people in the water.
With no life jackets.
hey, with no life jackets. So what happened? The rising tide gonna do what? It's gonna drown us.
That's what it's meant to do. That's
exactly 100%. That's what I'm talking about. So I mean, you know, that's anti-blackness. You know what I mean? That's bullshit, man. You know, you could dress it up you could dress it up any kind of way you want to. And forecast. This was like I was gonna tell you. I was gonna shoot at you. Now you know when he was talking about the race part, the class part. I said you got to be careful with that. I said don't. I mean, listen at everything that he said, because you know when you like the economic class, can see other brothers will come back at you and throw that socialism thing back at you. You know what I'm saying? This is why socialism is important. You know what I'm saying?
And I wasn't even gonna go down that lane because that goes down that of all poor peoples of the world. Well, it was the poor white people that was doing the most slaughtering against you, fool. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's always the poor people against you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Time when I heard that, I said I gotta tell poor against this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and you gotta look out for that, man. I read somebody go ahead forecast.
No, I agree with both of y'all. You know, and Black Megan said the fact we live similar experience while hundreds of miles away proves that there's a system play. Systems have operators, and no one wants to overthrow them. Bakari said if they talk about solution, they lose subscribers. He's talking about Mark Morel. All right, so consider it. And
why would I use kayak?
Anthony, let me go to the next one. I wish I could play this whole sisters thing here. I think that she said no, she might be tripping. So I can't remember, but she made like a couple good points in this one. But because it's not just that, it's
types of mindsets that I speak about. Hey there, my curse, the Sisterhood Defense Force, and it's not all comprised of women who would regard themselves as gynocrats, as feminists, as those so-called bad Black women. There's actually a component of that defense force that would consider themselves good Black women. Black women that don't engage in certain types of behavior that I speak about on my channel and certain
All
types.
right, so I can't play this whole sister thing because she kind of goes like kind of around the point though, right? So, but we're gonna also talk about she's talking about the sister, but the question is like, and it's not about her, it's about what is sisterhood. You know, when we talk about trusting each other, what is sisterhood?
Sisterhood is acceptance. Sisterhood is understanding. Sisterhood is compassion. Sisterhood is I got your back. And sisterhood is also, okay, but I'm going to give it to you straight. Women are the foundation of the world, child. And where the women go, the culture goes. That is in an ancient Indian scripture. Where the women go, the culture goes. So yes, in this time and in every time, it is so good for us to come together as sisters, to acknowledge each other with appreciation and respect. Yes, yes, it is a great thing. It is the greatest thing.
All right, so and it's not really important about who she is or whatever, but the question she's saying like, what is sisterhood? Is she's talking about Black women? So, and this was the shortest video I could find for the situation, but so consider like, what about you though? Like sisterhood, between like Black women and the whole trust thing between Black women,
You know what she said? She made a point, and I wanted to kind of counteract what she said. And she said that where the sister.
Hey, Anthony, could you mute real quick, my brother?
She said where the women go, the sisters go, or it's something like that. But my thing is, let's not forget our men. Okay, I'm not that woman that's gonna be, I don't need my man. Where our men go is where the sisters go, because we always have to maintain that leadership and that headship. Men, we always have to understand and keep our men where they're supposed to be. I'm always say that. I don't agree with that part of what she was saying. Where the sisters go, the sisters go. No, where the men go, the sisters go. Seriously, because that's some other stuff that she's talking about. But I do understand what she was saying, that we do have each other's backs. But I don't believe it should just be sisters. I think it should be Black people. You know what I'm saying? We got our men's back, we got our sisters back. So I'm not gonna negate, I'm not gonna, ignore our kings now. So that I understand the sisterhood, but when you talking about where the men, you talking about where the men at, okay? I never hear the Black folk, the Black people's hood, our connection, not just the women. So I'm just not all that for all the women.
Well, I would say this though, consider like, because I definitely agree with you, and I kind of meant this for like, just like as like the friendship part of trust,
Okay.
like friendship between like women. But you're right though, like friendship between anybody, as Black people, but like just as far as like, just being friends,
I could never, and I understand, and I love what she was saying, which is true. But when you don't include my men, I can't rock with it like that. It's gotta have our kings in there, because that's what's wrong with Black community. We forgot our men. Our men go through hell. I mean, good Lord. Every day on these jobs, every day dealing with the crackers, every day in America, Black men going through hell. I don't know how y'all do it. I do it. I think y'all have just gotten so used to it that it don't bother you. But when I see it, it bothers me. You know what I'm saying? When you see, on some of these jobs, how they pick individually, and and I've seen it, some of these jobs where you had a white supervisor and they would intentionally do stuff to Black men, intentionally, but just trying to make an excuse and act like everybody, just like, hey, ain't nothing happening over here, but you see it, But so yeah, I believe that we can never forget our men, ever.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I definitely understand. I definitely agree with that. Like, what you think, my brother Anthony? You there, my brother? You on mute if you in
Like,
there.
is he froze?
Uh,
Like he might be
yeah, he
froze.
might have froze. He might gotta leave and come back. Okay. All right. So yeah, I guess while he tried to come back, I'm not sure what happened, but why he tried to come back, Cassandra? Oh yeah, I hear you now. You froze though.
No, I was still on mute. I was waiting till y'all got through.
Oh, okay, okay. Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, okay. Okay, all right. I was just gonna say, okay, what she was talking about, what that lady, what that sister was talking about. Okay, let me calm down for a minute. All right. What she was to me, what she was no, from listening to what she was saying, she was talking from a white feminist paradigm.
That's what I was thinking. You're right. You're
White
right.
feminist. That wasn't from a black woman paradigm. That was from a white feminist paradigm. When she said sisters, she was talking about women of all races. Okay. Okay, let me back up. Sister Cassidra, two sisters. I want to give names after you, and you to put them down and check out their info. Two sisters. One is an elder sister, and one is a young sister. She's younger than me. I know she's not even 50 yet. Okay, I want you to check them out. They got some lectures on YouTube, and she talks about this very thing, but talk about it from a black woman's perspective. Okay, one of them. Are you ready to consider?
I am.
You ready? Okay. One of them, her name is Valencia Watkins. Valencia is with a V. Veletia. Valencia Watkins. She's married to a brother named Mario. What's Mario name? Mario. He's in the Black Consciousness movement. Mario Baby. Her name is Valencia Watkins. Valencia Watkins. And she talks. Yeah,
Okay.
Valencia Watkins. Watkins. Watkins.
Okay.
And she talks about black womanism, feminism. She talks about that. Got a great lecture, and I guarantee, I know you gonna love it. The other one is an elder sister. She's like born around my mama's age, and she's still living. I communicated with her. Her name is LaFrancis Rogers. She wrote a book about black women, about the black woman. Called her name is LaFrancis Rogers.
Okay, LaFrancis Rogers. Okay, LAFRA. Okay.
LAF. Oh yeah, LaFrancis Rogers. Yeah, deep sister. Well, I mean, somebody I admire a lot. Okay, now get back to it. Okay, like I said, if you listen at what this sister said, think about this here. Think about this now. Her ideology was formed not by black women writers or whatever. She said Indian. You know what I'm saying? Indian, that's in the India from the Hindu Indian people. Remember, she went to a Hindu word about when the culture, when women leave, the culture leaves and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But see, culture, we've always known as African people, as black people all over the planet, that women were the bearers of culture. Women were our first teachers as children. You know what I'm saying? For our baby, they were the teachers. They the one women taught us how to speak. They taught the language. They taught us everything growing up as a child. They nurtured us. We already knew that as African people. But she went directly to something outside of Africa. That's why I knew, no, she's not somebody to listen to. You know what I'm saying? This is a white feminist paradigm that she's coming from. She's one of those those women like almost, I want to say Angela Davis in a way. Angela Davis may be a little bit more blacker than she was, but not 100%. But like think of one of these. I can't think of one of these. Okay, one of these feminists, Oprah Winfrey. You know what I'm saying? The sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? The sisterhood to her is not Oprah Winfrey and CassidraCheek. The sisterhood to her is Oprah Winfrey and Dolly Parton. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The sisterhood to her is Oprah Winfrey and the Dixie Chicks. You know what I'm saying? The sisterhood to her is Oprah Winfrey and Nikki Haley or Hillary Clinton. Remember when Obama was running for presidency? No, in the hell with him too. But I'm saying, but remember, she said this here. I was confused whether I would choose my gender or my race. You know, would I go for Obama or would I vote for Hillary because she's a woman? You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of paradigm that these people are coming from.
Yeah, let me say this real quick, yo.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I want to ask y'all, because we could go to the next one, right? But I really wanted to play this sister one, but it's like 15 minutes, so I couldn't play it, because she's talking about Black women like working together. And I was gonna ask you about, because I was gonna get to like with Black men and Black women relationship, but I was gonna ask both of y'all, really both of y'all about Cassidra about Black women relationship with Black women, because something she brings up in here is like the way that Black women interact with each other sometimes could be a problem, and then you get like kind of crazy interactions. But like when we interact with each other as as just like when Black men interact with each other, like if I was to interact with you, not interact with hostility, but as far as amongst with the women, what I'm saying, like that's what this sister here was kind of laying out. Now I did mess up getting her video because it was just a minute long, and then she just said, what is sisterhood? So that was kind of the way I was trying to set it up. But like, do any one of y'all want to like say something to that, like how Black women interact with like each other, or like how Black men interact with each other as far as like trust and like building like camaraderie with each other kind of thing?
Yeah. Consider you want to go first, I go.
Yeah, you can go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I'll tell you the perfect example of forecast of how we as Black men, I can't speak for sisters. You got to let Consider do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. But I will speak for brothers about how we interact. You know what? This is an example of how we interact right here. Me and you did a show last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did a show then. We did other shows. Okay. I have no problem, even though I'm an older brother, you're a younger brother. But you know what? I have no problem with saying, hey man, Forecast my man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my brother. Forecast my man. That's my brother. You know what? I have no problem. I'm on his platform and I have no problem abiding by the rules that he laid out, by the guidelines that he say, hey, look at this is how we're gonna do the show. You know what? And I'm not gonna come on your show and say and go all outside the rules and act a damn fool and hoop and holler or none of that bull crap right there. I'm gonna abide by the rules that Forecast say we need to do. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be respectful, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna let you talk, you gonna let me talk. We're gonna get our points, we're gonna put our points across these others. Now look at, hey, Forecast my man. I'm on his platform and I gotta abide by the rules that Forecast say. That's how that's supposed to go.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that, my brother. Yeah. And yeah, you're definitely my brother. You're definitely a genius, It's definitely an honor you be coming on here.
Yeah.
Consider you want to say something? Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
You know what? Just listening to what the young lady was saying, I would have loved to have heard some of what she had to say, but it's so important for our young Black girls, for example, to have positive role models. And I think if you operate in that atmosphere with our babies, they can grow up to to healthy relationships. But you have to, and I'm telling you, I believe in therapy. I believe that Black women, Black folk, period, we have been so damaged. And you can see just in the conversation that we've seen on the internet, But I do believe that once you get the counseling and stuff, I believe that we can have a very healthy relationship. But if you're not around healthy mentors, some of these homes where the man's not there and the mom's there and she's overrunning the household, you can get some bad advice. Been there and done that. Growing up in a single family home, product of rape and all this other stuff, right? But I saw how toxic it was with my mom, my aunts, because their dad was very abusive. Okay. But and the abuse that they experienced, how some men come in drunk and all that stuff. So it was very toxic, right? So they began to train us younger girls, young girls. We were, they began to teach us, and show us how strong Black women they were. So it was very hard when I did meet my husband, how to back up and be that woman. So here we go again, being taught improperly by older Black women that should have known better. But they were teaching us younger girls through our hurt. But I always said, and I always taught my girls, I want you, yes, you can be strong, but when your husband comes, it's okay to back up and let him be the king of the house. That's what I teach my daughters, right? And they have very successful relationships. So I do believe, like I said, I believe in having those mentors. I believe that having healthy mentors. And I'm telling you, we had some, but with my mom and the sisters, what they were showing us, I learned how to counteract it. So all of this is still by choice. You either want to be what you see they are and miserable, they're, without husbands, or do you want to, to have a husband, to have a decent relationship with a man, to have a king, to have a leader, to have a partner? Or are you going to just settle and be a bitter old woman that's alone, at an older age? So I believe in, I'm telling you, counseling is everything. And I believe in having those great relationships. I have a friend, her and I, we've been friends for probably over 30 years. We talk almost every day. We don't see a lot of each other because we live in different states, but we have been friends since forever. And she can tell me, check me, and I can check her. That's a good friend. I don't always expect her to back me. I don't want a friend that's gonna, and she is truly a friend. I can call her anytime, any day, and say, hey, I need, and vice versa. It's never one-sided. It's, and if she see me doing some, Cassie, she'll check that behavior, and vice versa. So that right there, when you find friends like that, you keep them. And we have gone through all kind of stuff, but we've grown together and we've checked each other's behavior. We've checked and balanced each other. And that right there is it's just so worth it. It's not too often that you have friends like that. Most of them are acquaintances. Most of those are people that you, hey, how you doing? But to really count on them, it's not there at all.
Yeah, and the thing about it, what you consider, because you have like powerful sisters that are your friends. Like, I don't know how I'm blanking right now. The sister with the trucking company.
Yes.
Like you have great, you have great, and then you have the smoothie queen. You have like powerful sisters
You have
around
to
you.
surround yourself with powerful women that are going places. You can't just surround yourself, and that's on purpose. We flock to who we are. We flock to where we're going. So if you see a bunch of, and I'm not down in project, I'm just saying, if that's what you grew up around, that's what you're gonna be around. But if you expect and you trying to do this millionaire status and you trying to be debt free and you trying to, retire early and you trying to, have your own, and you're gonna tend to draw that to yourself. So who you are, look at your friends. Look at your friends. Everybody on here, look at your friends and see who's around you. What are they doing? And you'll see yourself. You have to. If I'm trying to go somewhere, I can't hang out with people that's not going nowhere. I talk to my girls all the time when they was little. Birds of feather flock together. If you see them doing something and you're not doing it, you're gonna be doing it in a minute. True or not. You're not drinking. You hang around folk drinking. Guess who's gonna be drinking? You ain't sleeping with me and you hanging around with hoes. Guess who's gonna be a hoe? I'm just saying, that's just natural. So you have to watch your friends, and you always have to dress for success. Where are you trying to go? Those are the type of people you're gonna draw to yourself, and that's on purpose.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Yeah, the sister name is Katrina. She got a trucking school in North Carolina. Y'all look her up, and y'all look up the Smoothie Queen. All right, so let's go to this one. Now this is one with black men and black women, right? Now it was something like I don't know. I just saw this, but it's really the relationship with black men and black women. Now like something about like 4Bs in like some Asian country, and they not even having kids, but you know how black people do. Got to pick up on all kind of trends, and then this whole gender war thing, we got to pick up on it, right? So this is like black men and black women basically like these days, like especially when it comes to relationship, is like fighting and instead of cooperating and or working together or whatever it takes, to make it work. We both are pulling the opposite direction, but really just trolling each other because I mean, what are you gonna do? So you threaten to be like, "Oh, I'm a passport, bro," and then a sister be like, "Yo, I'm a divester," and then all you do is talk about each other all day, But
is that not of the devil? Like, it's literally evil. These women are talking about how they're not gonna date men, sleep with men, procreate with men, and all these other things, right? And it's like, wow, like, what are you gonna do? Feminism is gonna lead these women into dating each other. Literally, that's it. This is not gonna benefit you in any way. In any way at all. Like, what is this gonna do? The 4B movement? This just screams you hate men. Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna participate in the 4Bs, and we're not gonna sleep with women. We're not gonna talk to women or date women."
By the way, they do that too.
I was gonna say they do. They do all the time. They just don't date black women. I'm just saying, what's he talking about? He forgot that?
MGTOW.
Yeah, what the hell? Like, what is he talking about? They do that.
They be like black men savior. They got kicked out of MGTOW, which now they like save yourself, black man. That's what they call it now. It's because after they got kicked out the white boys movement,
You know what? I even heard a song the other day where, and I wish I could pull it up on TikTok. I think it was, where these black men were talking. They were bragging about single baby mamas. They were bragging. You wanted a baby. I didn't want one. Now you a single mama. It was. I said. I had to comment. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you really singing about this? What is there to sing about that you're a deadbeat dad? That's what it is.
Hey, consider.
Uh-huh.
Hey, consider. I'm sorry. Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. But hey, I know Forecast probably seen it. But did you see the video where the sister dancing, shaking her ass at the abortion clinic? Somebody aborted her babies. You know what I'm saying?
That's about the dumb.
Aborting her male babies.
We have got to do better. We have got to do better. We don't have to jump on every trend. This is not a safe trend. Do you not know if we tell them that it's okay, you can hurt our men, we don't have no protection. What other woman is saying this? No other woman is talking about their men the way we do. This is freaking dysfunction. You talking about your men, white folk killing them off. Guess who they're coming after next, dummies? The women and children. Because you don't have no protection. Do we understand that? We need to shout this from the rooftop. Dummies, you getting rid of your protection. Can't no other woman protect you. You come up against a dude, he gonna knock the hell out of both of y'all at the same time. Pick you up and throw you on top of her. What are you doing? This is crazy. This is so dysfunctional. And we don't understand it. That's the sad part about it. I rest my case. I don't know. I just rest my mic. It's stupid.
All right, I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Literally goes against human nature. You're not gonna sleep with men and procreate with men and marry men. Who in their right mind would want to participate in that? Actually, a misandrist. That's who. Like, imagine if men got on this app and said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna participate in the 4Bs."
If us men were to sit here and create a...
All right, this I ain't trying to worry about what they do. I know. My bad. I'm trying to play a woman who says something on here, just to give both perspectives. I ain't worried about what no dude got to say.
We're saying no.
Let me see. I should have wrote it down.
This movement, I'm glad it's happening because it's really showing how fragile the male ego is. Y'all are upset because we're saying no. Let that sink in, Bookie. We're saying no to procreating. Hold on, pause. I want kids. But they're saying no to procreating, having sex with, being in a relationship with,
Why is she even talking about it then if she's not even a part of the group?
etc.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna leave out. I'm trying to get my sister-in-law to come on here. I'm gonna try to get her on. I'm gonna leave out and I'm gonna come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for you in the back.
And you're upset. It literally is not doing anything to you, but not giving you coochie. That's it. Because y'all leave when they have a baby anyways. Y'all abuse them when you're married. And even the ones that are not even, trying to have kids and all that stuff, a woman can't go outside at night with her headphones blasted without worried about a man. I don't know. I'm not saying I hate men, and there are good men in the world, for sure. But if we're going to call a spade, let's be real here. The male ego is very fragile, and y'all cannot handle that women are really sick of your shit. Do better, and you would have a opinion on the 4B movement. You'd actually understand that there are women who like men.
All right. Yeah, what you think about that, Cassidra?
Oh, you already know how I feel. I think it's very sad. I think it's very sad and it's disgusting. And these young girls, every time I literally meet them, I'm always talking about my kings and building our men up. They would never catch me talking about what I don't. If we not and now they got us not wanting to procreate with our black men. Who are we going to procreate with? They want you to not reproduce anyway, right? So now we're gonna jump on that bandwagon and not have babies because they can't have none. You see who starts? Where did all this start? It started from a white person's mouth, and it started from a white person that said it to a coon, and then a coon brought it back to the black community, and we're gonna jump on the bandwagon. I'm not buying none of this crap. I'm not buying it. Y'all can sit there and be alone if you want to. You can raise your babies alone if you want to. I raised my kids, and I didn't do it alone. Trust and believe that my kids always had what they needed. Period. Whether I was their dad died eventually, I'm not glad about that. But I'm just saying they always had what they needed. When their dad was here, it wasn't a minute. He already knew, what was needed. He did what he needed to do. And then he died. Okay. Then I had to do it myself, but still, I had very good jobs and we made it happen. I didn't overexert myself. I was working 12-hour, 16-hour days. I worked 8 hours. I worked very good jobs and I was home with my kids because my kids were more important than anything else. And I wanted to make sure that they were raised right without this garbage. Because I'm gonna tell you, BET, remember back in the day, they was talking about bitches and hoes and all that on BET. My kids couldn't watch that. My girls couldn't watch that. And they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, my sister-in-law gonna come on in a minute. She's trying to get on now.
Okay.
We just don't do stuff like that, but it's just so disrespectful. I think, these are hurt women and you want to jump on a band. Why would you want to jump on this bandwagon? That's dysfunction. That's the hurt. That's the ill will. That's some that's some black white supremacy stuff right there. White women ain't doing this. What other women? Am I missing it? What other women is doing this? Talking about they don't want to have sex and have babies with their men, their husbands. We talking about husbands. We talking about just baby daddies. We talking about husbands.
Right.
So maybe we need to change that to husbands instead of baby daddies.
See, I think we got it messed up because they can't have children with and so since we can, it's just that they can't, that's the problem.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I rest my mic. Go ahead. Lord have mercy. We in trouble.
Oh man.
In trouble.
And by the way, it's like the Asian chicks started this. They was like, oh, we been sleeping with but they've been messing with white boys. They
white boys, black boys, they would mess with everybody. Asian
man.
women do it all. They do old men, young men.
They do anything.
Exactly. So why would we want to jump on a bandwagon with thoughts? Now, Asian women are go over there in China, you see what you're dealing with, in these Asian countries. They don't regard their women at all. At all. They treat them any kind of way. They got them out there prostituting. They got them out there doing some of everything. So why would we want to follow behind them? We can have our own trend. We're gonna love on our husbands. We're gonna love on our husbands, not baby daddies. We're gonna love on our husbands. Period.
Right.
And we're gonna have as many babies we want.
Facts.
And we're gonna work together. And we go chalk up the welfare and that Section 8 stuff. Because that Section 8 stuff is telling you that you can't have your man in house. But them foreigners coming, they get their husband, their grandmas, the babies, the mamas, the girlfriend, well, not the girlfriend, but the grandma, the great, you know what I'm saying? They got the whole family in one household. But want to tell our black women, girls, young girls, that you can't have your baby daddy at the house. We'll marry him. So y'all can work together.
Oh
Two
man.
incomes is better than one.
Yo,
Go ahead.
because I'm gonna let Anthony go, but I wanted to say this while you was going in, because we was just talking about this, and Black Mega said they promote swirling BS in the that young sister that you had sent me earlier. I was talking about it the other day. I think my brother Anthony was on with the young sister who was out with the white boy, and unfortunately, it did look like she had nothing but white friends, and
And look where
they
she ended
chopped
up.
her up. Yep.
Well, look where she ended up. I'm just saying, look where she ended up. So it's very unfortunate for her because she thought that she was one of those that thought she could trust white folk more so than her own. And look. And that's not anything to brag about. I feel very bad for not just for her, but her mother, because guess what? Where did she learn that at? Where did she learn that from? She got it from somewhere. I'm gonna tell you, I have a lady that's doing. She's my cleaner, right? And she does some stuff for me, some work. And she told me that she said, "Hey, my mom don't like black people." And I said, "Is your mom black?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "You're black, right?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "What you mean she don't like black? Who in the world would actually say that? Who in the world would actually feel that about their black children? How do you look at your mom when you know that she don't like black people and you're black? That's the dumbest thing I ever heard." So I see a self-esteem issue through her because of her mother. So it's very dysfunctional, or it's just very dysfunctional. It makes no sense to me.
Consider.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. I was just letting you inform. My sister said she on.
Okay, yeah, I don't see her in the back.
She ain't got no. She ain't put a camera on, but she said she on.
No, it's just you and Cassidra in the back.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it ain't. She's not back there.
Did she hit the link?
Yeah, I just put the link back in there. Tell her to try to hit the link again because I can't see her thing. I can't see her to add her on here. It's just y'all two. And let's do this while we try to see, because this is one more thing with this. And remember, because I told you it's part 2, it might be too late. I'm gonna just show you what it was, and we'll talk about the things if you want to. But I'm gonna just show you what it was, and I'm gonna keep an eye out for her. But so the white man's ice is colder, you know what I'm saying? And we're talking about, because we do want to talk about business, because I think you are a great business mind as well, Cassidra, so and I think that you should be putting that information out there. But like just what we're talking about, the white man's ice is colder. Now he talking about his business, and with black customers, and and I know how it is when it's trusting.
Hey, what's going on?
Each other to do certain things with each other, as far as putting money
Businesses
together
amongst town, and we just talk and strategy, kind of somewhat of a milkshake also, shakes. And one of the things that a lot of times I have debates with the, and this right here is with the African American community. I even told them while we were there, they always debate with me about my prices. My price for a milkshake is $5. My price for ice cream is $5. So today we're down at this local business, and they serve shakes and ice cream also. And I saw that their milkshakes like $15 that they're charging for milkshakes for just a shot of they have different little shots where you get a shot of, not a liquor shot, but like a horchata shot, stuff like that, were like $5. And
Wait, hold on. Hey, yo, Anthony, say something. You got two of you on here. Come off mute real quick. Both of them might be messed up. All right, I'm gonna leave it up there. I'm gonna just play
The shots is like that, almost like a liquor shot. So I saw some of my customers that normally talk to me about my prices all the time, but I'm too high, and that the African Americans can't afford it.
We afford whatever we want.
I
Stop
asked
that
them, I said,
nonsense.
Huh?
I said we afford anything we want. We can
Yeah.
afford it. Don't come down on your prices. If they don't like it, they can go somewhere else. We don't go to Walmart to tell Walmart about their prices. You know what I do, right? And you'll have a white woman come on my page and say, "Hey, you price gouging." And I said, there are shelters around. You want an address for a shelter? Don't come on here. Don't bully me. Don't try to bully because you ain't running nothing over here. I told her, you stay with your prices. Your prices is your prices. You know if they're reasonable, and stay low and make this thing happen. Seriously, you don't go down. Black folk do that, and that makes me mad. If you don't want it, go somewhere else. His prices is his prices. I don't see anything wrong with $5 for an ice cream. Smoothie Queen. Well, how much is Smoothie Queen? I'm just saying, I don't see, but it's worth it.
It was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it. I gotta order some more.
I'll be ordering my own.
Yeah, I gotta order some more. But no, you're right. And because he was just about to say that, because he was like, those same customers is going to this white business, spending more money than he's charging in the first place.
And I bet you they not seeing nothing. Let me tell you, we had a food truck to come out to job day, right? We had a food truck, and the black girl, I'm gonna go see if I could get a sample of a fry. I said, what are you talking about? I said, why don't you go buy a whole meal instead of you trying to beg for a fry? I said, go spend your little money to get you a meal. And then I said, I tell you what, I'm going to go and buy it. Okay. And I'm going to give you a fry. But my thing is, she wanted to go up there, was, trying to put some bad energy out there. I'm like, I'm glad to see black folk. I will support black folk. When I needed a locksmith, who do I went to? I went to a black man. And then he was, I needed a cleaner. And he said, well, I got this cleaner. And I said, she black. That was the first thing I said. He looked like, ooh, no. I said, then I can't use her. I work with my own. I put money in my own pocket. I don't put money in their pocket. They don't put none in yours. I'm not putting none in theirs. You understand what I'm saying? I gotta support my own. There's a lot of black folk out there in business, and I will support every last one of them. And that's the mindset we need to have. We're gonna support ours no matter what.
Yeah.
Period.
Hey, mute. Yeah. All right, so Anthony on here, and it's Tamika.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing, Tamika?
I'm good. Yeah.
Hello, Tamika.
Hi.
Hey, Tamika.
Hi, Anthony.
Hey, that's my sister-in-law, y'all.
How you doing?
Yeah, she live in Georgia.
Yeah, so yeah, is you wanted to say something? Go ahead. You got the floor.
Well, I just joined, and when I first was listening to it on YouTube, you guys were talking about the
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. You can't hear it? He must be freezing. I think he freezing.
Like you froze.
No, you froze. Y'all can hear me, right? You can hear me, right, Tamika?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, you got try to go out and come back in, Anthony.
No, I'm gonna just mute.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Tamika.
When I started listening, I heard you guys talk about the young lady that was dating well, she went out with the white guy that she had met, and we know how that ended. And so I missed everything before that.
Okay. Well, we was just talking. Well, more so, we was talking about relate trust issues within the black community. We was talking about relationships between black women have with each other, that black men have amongst each other, and then the relationships that black men and black women have with each other. And then we often will criticize each other for certain things that will give other people a passport. Like, you know, you'll see a black dude with a fat, ugly white girl or something, but he'll talk about how disgusting a black woman is. Or you'll see a black woman with like the nastiest white boy, but then say she wants XY, you know, that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you got any opinions on it?
I do agree with that because you see it a lot. You know, you always hear, oh, when unless you're rich and famous, but normally when they get with someone, especially black men, they it's like they get with the sloppiest, nastiest looking person they can find, and when they're with a black woman, they hold them to like, oh, you got to be a certain size, you got to look a certain way, you got to be like supermodel like. But when they get with other women, you see them, you're like, you couldn't do any better. But I do see that a lot. Um, I just hate how when someone, whether it's male or female, and they get with someone of the opposite race, to justify it, they start putting down their own race.
Yeah, I see it all the time, and some of my friends
it
got
all the
fat
Hmm.
time.
white girls.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: if I was to say, well, you know, the white man's ice is colder, what would you think? Like, what does that mean to you?
The white man's ice is colder.
Mm-hmm.
Make you know, make it to make it, like if I come out and say, hey, well look here, everything gonna be all right, and you'll say, I don't trust none of the Negroes say. But if the white man come out and say, hey y'all Negroes, everything gonna be all right. Oh Lord, Master said everything gonna be all right.
No. Just because it came from someone white doesn't mean it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I say especially since if it came from them, it ain't gonna be all right, you know. And
Hmm.
and I'll say this, you know, because like this video here, like this brother, he has a black owned business and he sells ice cream, and he's saying his black customers um like saying his price is too much, but then they will go to the white owned business and they will pay even more of a price and get less of a product. But he also still he buys regular fruit. During this video he said, like, have to go out and buy the fruit, I have to do all of these things, and they want me to lower my price because they're saying they don't want to spend it with me. And Cassidra is mentioning how you know, a sister be like, you know, I want to test your food, or can I, or if you see a black business, they'll be like, "Can I get the hookup?" But you ain't gonna go to McDonald's and say, "Can I get can I test the French fries or something?" You know, like, you know, what you think about that?
I agree. I have a cousin that lives in Minnesota and she has a clothing store. And she says all the time when her black customers come in, the first thing they ask, do you have a sale? Do you give discounts? Or, if I'm buying, spending this much, can I get, something off on this price? And they get mad with her when she say you don't go to these other stores asking for a discount. You don't go to Michael Kors or
Right.
on any other store and ask for a discount. It's a business. So I yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
agree
like
with that.
it's like you trying to I don't want to say put down the black, but it's more like, okay, you're catering to the white. You rather put more money into their pocket than putting into your own black owned business.
Yeah, we definitely, and we definitely sick, you know.
Hmm.
Yes.
And,
You guys go ahead, Anthony. Go ahead. I was about to say something.
one thing I was gonna say, okay, my sister loves Tamika, that's my girl. I love her, I'm 100% with her. Okay, Tamika, elaborate, tell forecast about and talk to Consider too. It's a sister on there, Miss Consider.
Hmm.
No, she's on there too. And talk about, we talked about a lot of things, man. We've discussed things, and we disagree, we agree on a lot of stuff. But tell them about, remember the time that we was going shopping. I'm Uncle Anthony. I do what I'm Uncle Anthony. The times that we was going to buy like dolls for my nieces. You remember that point right there? I'll leave, and
Yeah.
you can tell, you explain on it. You go and explain on it.
I mean, I agree with
They
you.
just talk about the self-hatred kind of thing, that's ingrained in us.
So when he would always buy a doll for my youngest daughter, and the first thing he would say, "We're not gonna go get any white dolls. We're gonna get a black doll." And I grew up like that. My dad, he wouldn't let us play with no white toys
Hey,
because he wanted us to have something that looked like
hey,
us.
hold on. Hey, Anthony, could you mute real quick? It was kind of echoing when she was done. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So yeah, he would always make sure she got a doll, preferably a dark doll, something that represent her, look like her, instead of the a white doll. And I used to tell him that's how it was when I grew up. My dad wouldn't allow me to play with white dolls or anything. It had to be something that looked like me, that represented the black culture. So
Yeah, that's a fact. That's you got to do
Poor
that.
kid, poor
Mhm.
kid, she nervous, man. She nervous.
Oh no, she doing good. No, like
She's doing
no,
fine.
Hey,
yeah, she doing great.
another thing, she is from. Guess what? She is from the hometown of Dr. Amos Wilson.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, she's
What is
from Dr.
say it?
Amos Wilson's hometown.
What is the hometown?
Hattis, can I say it?
Hattiesburg,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi. And
Okay,
like
that's
me and her, hey, look, me and my sister-in-law had deep conversations. I think that I won her over to some point. And some points she's made me see the practicality of certain things. But me and her, we real close. She like my real sister. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still working on her.
Oh yeah, you probably disagree with some of the stuff that I say. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah,
but
hey, cause she's an ex-military woman, and my brother knows the ex-military man.
all
And
right.
but she's one of the best women that I've ever known in my life. You know what I'm saying? And she's getting that way. She's coming. She's coming. She's coming. She's very intelligent, man. And she's a black woman.
Oh
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah, she's trying to learn, and I've been trying to get on the podcast for a minute, but I just she just give her a break a little bit. Don't put too much on
Well, no, she was going in already.
She's doing
She was doing great, right? Like, yeah, and like don't like because I understand
her.
sometimes we go to but no, she's come on here, she done great, and
I won't
like
consider
yeah,
the way I wanted to say something to consider though.
okay, yeah, go ahead, consider.
What am I?
Consider still in.
Yeah, I'm here. What am I doing? What am I saying?
Okay, is the consider still there?
Yeah,
Can
you
you hear
can't
me?
hear her. I can't hear
Huh?
her.
Can you hear me?
I don't think he can hear her.
I can't hear.
Yeah,
I'm
go out
here.
and come. Tell him to go out and come back in. I think she can hear you, consider.
I can hear him.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think she's doing like great. She definitely
Oh, yeah.
contributed. And I appreciate you for coming on here, by the way. So thank you.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome. One of the things he did win me over on, we talk about education in school. And when COVID hit, we did the homeschooling. And I told him I just cannot do it. So he would always tell me, "Oh, you can do it, you can do it." And I was like, "No, no, no." So he did tell me that even though if I don't want to homeschool, to actually teach them about history, our history. And so the kids, my oldest daughter, she's in 10th grade. So she was talking about what they're learning in history. And she said they don't talk a lot about, you know, Black history. And so that actually made me start to do more of teaching history about our history with the kids at home, which is something that he always wanted me to do, but I didn't. But now that I realize, okay, they sugarcoating a lot of stuff, or either they just taking it out completely. And she wants to learn more about our history instead of the world history. So he did win me over in that part, but I'm still working on a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah, but that's the
Kudos to
thing
you,
though.
Mom. Kudos to you, because that's much needed. Our history, if you don't do anything else, it's all about that history and just letting
Facts.
them
Hmm.
know and us teaching. You have boys or you have just girls?
Well, my son is 28.
Okay.
So, but in the they're still in school. I have the two girls, 10 and 15.
Oh, 2 girls. Okay. But
But
it's so
my
important.
son loves a lot about learning about our history as well. So,
And even
Yeah.
now, it's still not too late to teach him that snow women are not good. They are deadly. They're death traps, and they're
hmm
not people that we need to be dating. And this is what a lot of Black people we fail to realize. We're not teaching our boys how dangerous these white women or snow women are. We have to teach
hmm
that. That's mandatory. And a lot of us Black women who's raising boys are not teaching them how dangerous the snow people are.
hmm
It's very important, not only
Yeah.
about our history, but to teach that they're not, these are not women you want to date. These are not women you want to bring home.
Yep.
Because at
Yeah.
any moment you can end up wake up dead messing with them.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the more that you learn about history and learn all the things that like that has happened and that we have done and they have done and people have done to try to stop us and that we have done to overcome that, and that like we have generally over the time have stuck together as a people and like fought back except for the latter times, but like it's just so much like who lets dogs out on people doing Sunday service, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's
hmm
why a lot of people have like that mindset of like, like, because at the end of the day, like they're all white nationalists. Like I'm not gonna go there, So what I'm gonna do is like we almost with the time is up. I was gonna go to the second part. I want to show y'all some of this stuff, and if Cassidra want to talk, because I know I can't hold Cassidra for so long. If she want to talk about any one of these things, then I'm gonna play it, But if not, I'll play it next time. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I
No,
just
you
want to.
good.
I was talking to my sister. I know she got to get off because she got to get up early, and so
Okay.
she probably gonna knock off. And I just want to say thank you, Mika, for joining the podcast.
Oh,
No,
no
thank you.
problem. You should have called me earlier.
Yeah, I know, and because she told me, she said, well, I'm only be on a few minutes, because because it was late. She got to get up early. She got mommy duty. She got the children and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Yeah. Next week we're gonna be here at.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Next week we will be here at 8:30 on Wednesday. Me and Cassidra. So like, you definitely should join us. It's
We
all
want
love.
her because Sister Cassandra, she talk about a lot of stuff that we need to hear, and she comes from that strong, powerful Black woman's point of view, the Black person's point
hmm
of view. So I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna let you know, Tamika, but you go ahead on and get you some rest, and I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow.
Okay. Well, it was good talking to everyone. I did enjoy it, even though I wasn't on that long, but I did enjoy it.
You was dropping some knowledge. Don't let whatever Anthony say. You was dropping knowledge out here tonight. We appreciate you.
Thank you for coming
Okay.
on.
Oh, no problem. I'm gonna try to make it next week.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Yeah, thank you, brother, for bring more people in, because definitely. But consider it. I'm gonna just show you these last ones, and if you want to talk about it, I can talk about it because I know it's gonna get late. But look at this one: a black vet sues a sheriff and his wife who lied on him and accused him of groping her. Because you know how we say, like we try to. Because you were just talking about the snow women. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to see this one?
Sure, whatever. Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Okay.
Not in uniform trying to arrest them. Y'all are not in uniform trying to arrest them. Get my phone. Where is it? Oh, you talking about getting the cops? You not seeing him to know? Hell no. Let him go. Let him go.
No, they finna break my arm, They finna break my arm.
Are you serious?
They finna break my arm.
Look at this fat white dude. He's about to pass out, and we let him hold him.
What's your name? Get my phone. What are your bad name?
Just stop.
What's your name?
Just stop.
Everybody. Get my phone.
Just stop, please. Just please. I'm begging you, stop.
What?
They got my phone.
Oh,
she took
shit.
my phone. For what?
This dude is not a cop, I don't think. Oh, he's off duty or something.
That's what I'm saying. He do or she do?
Check.
This could have been a whole lot worse. A blonde who has handcuffs now. And for a falsely alleged incident of groping a deputy. This is the
I'm not
South.
understanding. What? They don't wear uniforms no more? What in the world? Where the uniforms at?
This off-duty white bitch lied about the dude groping her.
Get the hell off of me. Get out of here. Ain't nobody studying this mess. That's crazy. What in the world? You don't even have a uniform. You don't even have a uniform. Is this like a citizen's arrest or what? I'm just like, what are you doing?
And he talking about, let me go, please.
Ain't that what he bitch? Oh my God. Oh, he was begging more than the sister was, bro.
Man, I will whoop that honky's ass, man.
Okay. I'm just like, what are you doing? Big as he is, can't do nothing. You got your hand. Ain't nowhere to where he to handcuff me. I'm saying, where's your uniform at? For all I care, you could be a stranger danger. You understand? You're not handcuffing me.
Danger,
And I
man.
don't think we go, you got some issues, woman, whatever. We're not doing that. No. His sister was handling her business and he's sitting up there begging him. No, we're going to break ground. Stop. Man,
He a black veteran too. He a veteran.
A veteran. I don't need those kind of veterans to protect me. Okay.
That's some weak ass shit.
Yeah, I can't deal with them kind of veterans. Go ahead.
That's some weak ass
like
shit,
this.
man. You up there, man, please come up, man. Man, look here. This is the funny thing. You know what? This in the black community, in our community, guess what? You got Negroes who call themselves gangsters. You let a brother come up there like that, man, I'll tear his damn head off.
Exactly. But
you know what I'm saying? I'll shoot the shit out your ass. You let a homie come up here and niggas putting up guns and hiding guns, like Colin said, you can hear a rap pee on Colin. Man, I will shoot the shit out that motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? Every day, look here, I live every day right here, and we bad. It's bad down there. I live every day thinking, you know what, man, this might be my last day. I might have to pull a pistol out and shoot me some motherfuckers, or these motherfuckers might shoot my black ass. You know what I'm saying? I tell my mom, I call every day, I say, man, you know what? Some days when I feel it, I say, man, this might be the last day. And sometimes, I be like, yeah, because I say it so much. But it might be the last motherfucking day. Man, I'm not letting nobody gather me up like that. Man, that's some weak ass shit. That's some weak ass shit to be showing your children, to be showing your people. You know what I'm saying? Letting this old funky ass, fat ass cracker, come up here and gather you up like that. Man, I'll shoot the shit out of that motherfucker, man.
You can't even breathe.
I can't believe. I'm just shocked. This is just so sickening. I'm disgusted by it. I'm just disgusted. He sat up there. Ain't nowhere to work. Dude, get off me. You're not putting no cuffs on me. Get off me. Get off me. One swing and his little fat banana head would have went on the ground. Ain't nobody got time for this mess. Seriously.
And I don't think the dude.
No.
I don't think the dude is a cop. I think that the white chick is allegedly a cop, and he's not even a cop that got him hemmed up like that.
So why does he have the authority to touch him? That's what I need to know. He walked up on you, dude should have started swinging. I'm threatened now. I'm feeling threatened for my life. Seriously. One knockout, he'd have been fine. Damn, get off me. Oh, no. Where we do that at? Okay, go ahead.
Man. Yeah, we're gonna bring that up next time. I was also gonna show y'all this. Duke University has ended scholarships for Black students in need of financial assistance. And so Black
good.
Students,
take your ass back to your
good. Good.
And send their asses back too. You send the white folk that's at the HBCU, send their asses to Duke, and then you go back to your HBCUs and
go back to HBCU.
Exactly. What the hell you doing? That's all.
Good.
We have our own schools for a reason. So what you got to beg crackers for? Take your behind back to your schools. Since I was glad they took that in all that, whatever they had. I'm glad they took it away. Now go on back to your schools and do what you need to do. That's how it should have never left that way.
And I was telling
school anyway.
I was telling Bakari though, what scholarships they ain't gonna take back? Them athletic scholarships.
Exactly.
The millions of dollars. And
but they need to go on over there to the HBCUs and make them HBCUs some money. That's all. We ain't got to beg them crackers for nothing. You don't want to give us scholarships? Then let me go ahead and make a HBCU some money.
But you know what they're gonna promise young black boys? All the white girls you can handle. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And then the white girl's gonna go ahead and marry him, and then chase him down 2 blocks like you did. Chase him down 2 blocks, and then you still go to jail for running from her.
If forecast and consider, this is the thing about it. Like, see, when we have momentum, like when you had Dion, like we had the wrong people in the wrong position. You know what I'm saying? When we had Dion as coach at Jackson State and all of the attention that he was bringing to Jackson State, but then he said, well, okay, this is a stepping stone for me to go to a bigger and better place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, forecast?
Mm-hmm.
I can go to Colorado and I can bring HBCU culture to Colorado. And we have the marching bands and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what he was doing at Jackson State and bringing all that popularity, and what he was doing was rubbing off on the other schools. Because here you got other black former football players in the NFL who was going, like Eddie George went to Tennessee. Like, what's his name? The old crazy Negro. Ed Reed went to Bethune. You know what I'm saying? Now, with their star power going to them black schools, just think of all the attention. Now, it's going to be people who admire Ed Reed. You know, a guy who was a top high school recruit, cornerback or safety. Hey, man, you know, Ed Reed was my role model. I'm going to go to Bethune and play for Ed Reed. You know, Deion Sanders, the greatest cornerback of all time. I'm going to go to Jackson State and play for him. Okay, now they're not going to Alabama with Nick Saban. Now they're not going to LSU. You know what I'm saying? Now they ain't going to Florida State, you know, or the University of Florida Gators. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to them places. They're going to these places and think of the money, the resources that will be generated from them going to these places, you know what I'm saying, and making these schools big. But no, we got Negroes like old Buck dancing Negroes like Primetime will say, well, I'm going to parlay that into this. And then you got these Negroes on sports shows saying, well, why should black people be upset? Because Primetime left Jackson. He's going to make it big. No, we think that making it big is going white. You know what I'm saying? Going to a white institution. You know what I'm saying, Cassidra?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Making it big is going to a white institution instead of making our institution bad. See, back in the 50s and 60s, guess what? Grambling State, Florida A&M, Tennessee State, you know what I'm saying, Jackson State, those schools were on a par with the white colleges. They had better athletes, and if they played, that's why they had to segregate, because if them black schools played the white school, they'll whoop their ass every time.
They did whoop their ass every time.
They whoop their ass every time. And then, but they had to say, well, we got to come up with something else. Okay, let's integrate. See, integration was a weapon. Okay, we're going to integrate, and what they're going to do is take all of the best players from the black colleges. You know what I'm saying? The best players, okay, now y'all can come up here to the big-time college. You'll be publicized all over America, and you could be the Heisman Trophy winner, you know, and all this old bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And now, you know, you got the black colleges suffering, you know, really just above water. Hey, black college football, black colleges, period, is just like the Titanic. You know what I'm saying? They sinking ships.
Yeah.
They sinking ships. And we could easily solve that by all these brothers and sisters going back down and taking our resources and everything back down there away from them hungry schools, you know, taking them back to our stuff and lifting our stuff up. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, that we go the white man's ice is cola.
Right, exactly. You know. All right, so I'm gonna skip this one. This was a white Latino, because you know black Americans, that's what she said, but black people go to other countries, because it's not just there. You go to Europe and all that, but yeah, we know that that is not. Also, black people. You want me to play this one? Consider black people in Israel, or should I skip it?
Oh, you can play whatever. Yeah, play that one.
All right.
Israeli Ethiopians accuse the police and the Israeli establishment more broadly of racism against their community due to their skin color.
No way.
Notwithstanding the many schisms and tensions characterizing Israeli society, most Israelis still adhere, officially at least, to the idea of eliminating the differences between Jews in the country. Although the term black was used in Israeli discourse even before the establishment of the state and was attributed to various groups, Israelis do not usually perceive themselves or groups in Israeli society in racial terms. Therefore, the Pakata incident, revealing this hidden racial aspect, gained widespread attention in Israel well beyond the Ethiopian community. This was not the first time, however, that blackness was associated with official racism and discrimination in Israel. In 1971.
All right. So that goes on and on. Y'all get the point. Y'all know about that, right?
But they want us to fight for Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, they go on and on talking about that. What I can't the hidden racism in Israel. What do you mean hidden? What are you talking about? Ain't nothing hidden about it.
Ain't nothing hidden because we already know how they feel about us all across four corners. We already know how they don't, like black folk. But black folk ain't got no business over there in the first place. That demona, that one culture that moved into Israel, Israel getting ready to be destroyed. Why would you want to be around? Why would you want to be around that? You're so out of order by being over there in the first place. Why would you be there? That don't make no sense to me.
Consider they did them so bad, it's a shame, man.
Oh, I know they did. did.
I'm like you. I'm like you. They shouldn't have been in the first place, but they did them. They did them so bad, man.
And they told them to leave. I don't know why they didn't just leave. If you gonna give me money to leave, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go somewhere safer until it's time to come back. If that's your land right there, I'm just saying.
You ain't gonna never be safe for them to come back though.
It don't matter. Tear it down. They need to burn. They need to burn Israel down and Palestine. All of it. All of that Middle East craziness. All of Africa over there in that Middle East. They call Middle East. All of that need to burn down.
Yeah,
man,
everybody loses.
I pray. Hey, look here. I pray for the Arabs, the Israelis, the Iranians to all commit suicide with each other. I pray for them all to have atomic war and kill each other.
Yeah, I pray. Like
as much as I just wish, I wish you get a little bit hotter for a minute and kill all these hunger. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to.
Oh, they're done. Oh, it's coming. Trust me, it's coming. You just hang on to that wish. It's coming.
Yeah.
But I mean, I got a friend who was part of the Demona community. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I mean, I got some videos, man, of them European. I ain't gonna call them Israelis. I call it is it real? I don't call it Israel. I call it is it real?
The answer is no.
Look here, man. Those people with all that race, all that bullshit that they be putting them African immigrants through, man, it's incredible, man. I mean, you like listen at it, and then you will have like people over here, like brothers and sisters over here, caping for that bullshit. Man, how the hell you gonna cape for Israel, man? Man, fuck Israel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when the Iranians lost all that, I was glad as hell, man. I don't like Iranians. But I was happy as hell when they did this shit.
Right.
And they got us over there somebody pray for Israel. Man, we got a pastor, a white man in this city. He got the biggest church in the city. His name is James McManus. And he always talking all that old biblical stuff. He's a white man talking about Israel and from not from the black perspective, but from the white perspective.
Well, he talking about the fake Israel, and he ain't got no revelation.
Yes, because that's the fake.
Listening to that devil.
Fake Israel.
He burn his church down. They close it all down anyway.
Yeah. Fuck that bullshit. But I mean, man, look at, don't you know they was trying to get they was saying, okay, yeah, these Ethiopian Hebrew people, they are people, but what the first thing they did was they tried to make the women try to sterilize them. You know what I'm saying? So they couldn't reproduce. Try to make them sterilized. And then they started getting the immigrants, y'all got to go back to y'all country. You know what I'm saying? And all this old bullshit right there, man. I mean, hell no, man. I would never support no bullshit like that.
No.
Yeah. Yo, let me all right, so let me play this last one. I gotta turn see if CassidraCheek gonna turn up on this one, right? Remember the dude they was lying about? I gotta play with this white girl. It's funny to me. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'd be
I will give you a couple of media headlines. Washington Post. Police fire 96 shots in 41 seconds, killing black man during traffic stop. No mention that the cops are black. Why is his race in here at all? Okay. AP News, deadly Chicago traffic stop where police fired 96 shots raises serious questions about use of force. It does? What would you do if you got shot at, as the cops are alleging here? The media is going to try to spin this, Phil, into a race war without covering the race of the cops, as we saw in that one shooting that involved, or beatdown that involved 5 black cops. The media will ignore, they don't care. If it's black cops hurting a black man, that's their internalized racism caused by white supremacy. If it's black cops getting shot at by a black man who shot first, the issue is how many times they returned fire.
You know what? Let me tell you. I'm not even going to do that to myself, because my every time they open their damn mouth, they lie. That's all they know how to do. They kill, steal, and destroy. This baby got murdered for a traffic stop, and she got the nerve to say one black officer who shot themselves. The baby didn't even shoot anyone. So you shooting all over the damn place. You shoot each other, friendly fire, whatever kind of fire it was. Now you want to blame somebody for shooting you? When you pulled, you have a plain clothes. You got plain clothes. Nobody knows you're police officers. You never mentioned you were police officers. You just went up to his car in Chicago talking about open your door. I'm not opening my door. And I'm going to tell you what. If plain clothes come up to my car I'm thinking you finna steal my car and carjack me or something. Well, yeah, I'm gonna shoot because you didn't identify yourself. You ain't got no business running up to nobody's car, for one, and for two, they were shooting all over the place, so they shot each other. How do you die? How do you shoot somebody 96 times? 96, and one officer fired 40 times. So what is she talking about?
Facts.
What are you talking about? See, every time they open their mouth, I keep telling you they liars. Those are Satan's seeds. Every time they open their mouth, Satan comes out of their mouth.
Yo, hold on. There's one more part, Cassidra, because I wish I could play this whole thing because they was hating so hard. I don't even like Beyonce like that, but like they was hating on her so much because I don't know if you heard about that. Country music is they
mad because we made country music. It came from us in the first place, and they took it just like they always taking stuff. We created country music. We created it all. Yeah. So what are you talking about? Beyonce didn't steal nothing from them. They stole it from us. We was doing country music way back in the day. So what are they talking about?
Listen to the hate in her voice.
Much more attractive than she is, with her auburn hair and her green eyes.
I love the auburn hair.
She knows, instead of like going over and threatening Jolene, what she does is begs Jolene not to take her man away. That's an interesting window into an insecure woman's heart. And it's also kind of
like she insecure to me.
Jolene, like it's a smart but insecure woman. Anyway, that's the story of the song, or at least it used to be. Queen Bey got her hands on the song, and God forbid she sing anything that make her look less than all empowered with the muscle.
Sound like she hating to me. That would sound like to me. She hating, huh?
I'm basically gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm gonna beat you.
You gotta. I'm gonna send you the link so you can look at the comments.
I'm gonna have to go over there and make some comments. Sound like you hating, honey. Jealousy don't look good on you, baby.
Some white dude said something about it sounded like cultural appropriation. I was like, well, I have to be not stolen for it to be qualified.
Hey, consider. Listen at this here. Now I know you probably. I don't know if you consider probably remember this when we was kids. Like I think me and her close to the same age. Okay. You remember in school, they used to play them old school tunes like, she'll be coming around the mountain when she come. You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it. I know. Consider. I'm 57. Don't be afraid of it.
Oh, I ain't scared of the honey shoe.
I'm 57. Okay, but you remember this other one? Hey, consider. You remember this other one? Because I think they weren't playing this when Forecast went to school. There was another song. This one for the tie in. Remember? Cause I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Yeah. Remember that right now? Yeah. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of the foundations of country music. I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Mm-hmm. Okay. Consider. Tell them where did the banjo come from?
What?
It came from West Africa, from Mali. The banjo came from Africa.
So we created it all. So what did
The,
they talk
the instrument that is the foundation of country music. Whenever you listen to Roy Clark now and all of that, they were playing what? A banjo.
We created it all.
Yeah, I'm saying it came from us. You could go back to Mali with the old griot singers. You can listen at it and you can see the roots of where blues and country music came from.
Yeah.
But see, these honkies don't know that and they don't care to study that.
They don't never
But they
want
just want
history.
they just want to go and just throw it out. Oh,
Yeah.
Beyonce talking about this and Beyonce this. Now,
like
I'm the last one. I don't give a damn about Beyonce music.
She was
but
jealous.
I'm
I'm
saying,
jealous when I hear it.
She was
but
hating
I'm saying,
hard.
yeah, this is where the music came from. It ain't nothing that they ever made in America. Culture that didn't come from us, from African people, from black people. No matter it was blues, a gospel, a country music, a jazz, all of that came from West Africa and from Central Africa. That all came from us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the only thing they contributed was them old Irish Dirk song. You know what I'm saying? They ain't contribute nothing. So, like I said, that song, I come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. The banjo came from West Africa. Even the name banjo is an African name.
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous, but that's how white folks is though. They don't want to lay that. They ain't gonna lay there and tell you the origins of nothing.
Oh no, they don't. Yeah, they mamas lied to them, grandmama lied to them. Say they gonna stick with them lies. They gonna die with them lies to the grave with them. They already know.
They could just get on Fox News and say anything they want to.
Yeah, Fox News is the most racist.
Yeah, and you know what? And you don't have Negroes who will go back and black people, not Negroes, because Negroes ain't gonna say shit. But you have enough black people on there who will go and check them about that shit.
But that's the thing, you don't get mad or like you troll their ass, like you like make their ass look dumb as hell, you know what I'm saying? That's what you do, you know. Like I ain't gonna sit there and argue whether somebody should have got 96. I'm gonna say you should get shot 96 times. I ain't gonna argue if a black person should. I'm gonna argue you should get shot 96 times if you feel like that, you know what I'm saying? Well, even if you don't feel like that, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're a white boy, like it is what it is.
Man, look here. Hey, look at one more thing before you say that. Man, look here. I'm still grieving about when that sister got shot in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? The grandmother. You know what I'm saying? They came to check on the grandson because he was on some psychological shit and came in and shot and killed the grandma she just happened to open the door first. So what I'm saying, you go in there and shoot somebody.
Why we keep calling them? You don't
you
call
come
them.
and shoot somebody 96 motherfucking times, man. Every time I heard that shit, man, I wanted to go out and shoot me some motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you don't call them in your neighborhood for no reason. You learn to handle family issues yourself. You don't need to call them because you already know what they're gonna do when they come. So why are we still calling them for anything? We don't call them in your neighborhood. So in your home, you don't call them for anything. You handle it.
Facts.
Any way you can.
Yeah. But yeah, consider, I apologize because I know it's getting late. I'm gonna start trying to make it shorter. When I start getting into the rabbit hole, I just find so many things that
I know it's deep, ain't it?
Yeah. we
rabbit hole deep, ain't it?
Yeah. I be trying to limit it, but then we still be too many of them. But yo, our ice is colder at the end of the day. That's what I think.
It is. It's better and colder.
Yeah. So yeah, consider. Go ahead. Like wrap up everything that you like. With trusting each other and just all the way around and everything that you think about tonight.
Oh man, it was so much. Like you said, that rabbit hole is so deep. It's so deep, and we don't get it. And I don't know what it's gonna take. But like I said, we have to start doing things different. We have to start. Hold on, because I got to sneeze. Hold on. I had to sneeze. I'm sorry. Like, oh my God. But yeah, we have to get to the point where we are holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, start speaking, start smiling, start waving, do something different. Let's not keep on doing the same stuff over and over and complaining and wondering why they not doing anything for us. Why should they? You're not doing anything for yourself. You had a whole black president that didn't think enough of you, and that's what they're thinking. They're looking at us like you had a whole black president that did nothing for you. So when are we going to do for self? When are we going to get mad enough to start doing what we need to do for ourselves? I believe in total separation. I believe in that. I believe in buying our own land. I believe that if this young woman in Georgia, and I think Anthony, you said it was another young woman in Georgia that was doing land too. And I'd like to get with her. And I think you said I think that was you who said her land she was selling hers to black people. But we have to begin to do something different. Let's go into Georgia and buy our own land and come back together. What's wrong with it? We got to start educating our own children. Why aren't we doing that? These are things that we can help us. We can start doing right now. We don't have to look for white folks to do anything. We can do it now. Here we go again. We can run for some of these offices. I believe that we can sue and we can get reparations for ourselves. We can get rid of some of these judges. We can get rid of some of these DAs. It's time for black people to start doing for black people. And if you have some white folk on the city council, then we have more of us on the city council that's going to stick together. And what they got to say won't even matter. You can't change things by yourself. If you do it in a group, just like you see Burkina Faso and you see Mali and now you have another African country, they're coming together, right? And they're protecting each other. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Why aren't we doing it here? We're looking at them do it because Africa's waking up and black folks still sleep. What is it going to take to wake us up? What is it going to take? Why are we still fighting over white folk to be over us? Well, this is stuff that we can take care of today. We can stop right now in our tracks and we can turn around and do the total opposite. If you see where they just like we just played a video where the black man and the black woman was saying, "Oh, I don't need you. I don't need." We're not doing that. We're going to counteract that and do something different. We're going to say something positive. Just like I just went on this young man's page, the first video that you showed, Forecast. And I told him, I said, it's time for us to do something different. We've been talking and bitching and complaining about this for way too long. It is time for us right now to start loving on us and doing for us. I'm going to always say that. And no, our ice could be colder. It could be the best water ever in our own area, on our own land, and taking care of our own selves. We can have our own government, just like the Chinese. They got their own government in America, just like the Jewish people. They have their own government, their own police department. Why you think you don't see the Jews and the Asians on TV being arrested? Because their officers take care of themselves. So why aren't we doing the same thing? If they can do it for them, why can't they do it for us? So it's some things that we don't even expect them to do for us. Why? They've gotten us so toned down that we don't even expect them to do anything for us. And that's our fault. We have leaders in here in office that we don't even hold accountable. We see that the areas that they're over, and we got the nerves to vote their asses in every some have been in there 30 years. That's whose fault is that? That's not their fault. That's our fault. Because they've been in there 2 years. You see they're not doing nothing, get them out. Seriously. So, and then we have to start recognizing what black folk we can trust. Start vetting these black folk. If you see that they have a whole bunch of white folk on their Facebook page, those are not the Negroes we want. We want black folk that's going to have a heart after black people. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And when we see that they don't have the best interest for us, okay, bye. Why are we voting them in for 30 years? Nobody needs to be in office for 30 years. 2 years, do what you need to do. Next, come on in, do what you need to do. But it's up to us. It's gonna take us doing it for us. I don't know what the problem is. We see what they do every day. They tell you what they do. We see little boy got shot 96 times. What did black folk do? Did we burn some shit down? No. What did we do? Nothing. You had a whole beat down out here in North Carolina. The 5 police officers was on the game. He had a Rodney King beat down. Then they turn around the next week and had a furniture market. I'm gonna tell you what. Them furniture markets shouldn't be no furniture market. You shouldn't be bringing no money up in here. If you can't take care of black folk, I'm gonna burn all them buildings. And I'm just saying in Cassie land, all them buildings should have been on the ground. All that furniture should have been in ashes, and they shouldn't have been allowed to make one single dime on a furniture market. I'm just saying, we have to stop sitting around waiting for other folks to do for us. It's almost like we don't care as long as it's not my family. Well, I do care because I don't want it to be my family because I don't want to have to act fool because I'm going to jail. You mess with mine. I'm just saying because you're not going to hurt me or mine for free. So it's time for us to get our heads together and see what it's going to take. I keep talking about the bonds for the win. I really need us to talk about that because I really believe that that's going to be the key for us. Bond for the win means that we can take police officers' bonds because everybody has a bond. Everybody that hold a public office has a bond. We can snatch those bonds away from them and they won't be able to police. Simple as that. So why aren't we doing something as simple as that? And I rest my mic.
Yeah, I know, I agree. And definitely, maybe that could be the topic where we talk about next Wednesday at 8:30. And I definitely appreciate you coming on here. By the way, y'all, you gonna be on my when is that live gonna be again? When you talking to that sister?
We're doing it Sunday on Brother Maurice's show on Sunday at 4.
Sunday
And
at 4.
it's Maurice Muhammad, his live. We do it every Sunday at 4 o'clock, and she's going to be on there. And we're going to ask her some hard questions. I'm not trying to embarrass her, but I need to know truth, and I need to understand why are you having land with just none but white folk? I have an issue with that. I mean, you got black folk, but you got more white folk. Go ahead.
Hey, consider send me a notification for that.
Right, that's what. Yeah, I was about to say. Send me that when that go live. So
Are you guys on his? Are you on his thing live?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys on his page?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm subscribed to this thing.
Yeah, I will do it. I'll send you out a thing, you guys.
Yeah, because that's definitely gonna
Because
be
y'all
important.
come with your questions. Seriously, I need some hard questions because we need to understand if it's true that she's catering to white and black. We've been there and done that. Why are you doing that again? That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work for me. Even though the land was cheap, I don't want to live around them. I don't. We already did it, and they don't come to join us. They come to take over. Don't ever forget that.
Facts.
Go ahead, forecast.
No, yeah, and y'all support Rum in the Bush, the Cash App right there. Consider Cash App, CassidraCheek, and Rum in the Bush organization. She got great things going on. That's why we doing this. Create legacies, getting back to business thing. And I thank you, Cassidra, for coming on. I'm gonna try to start limited. I'm learning as we go, and I'm gonna try to start limited it so it don't be so late. Because it's definitely late. So. But thank you for coming on here, and I appreciate it. And then next week at 8:30, we're gonna be back and probably talking about the bond. So that'll probably be the next one.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure coming on.
Yeah, yeah. So and by the way, thank you, my brother Anthony. Anybody else next week, y'all can come on, but we ain't gonna be on here this long next time. So, but yeah, go ahead, my brother Anthony.
Okay. I'm gonna do it like this right here. Out of everything we talked about tonight, and first of all, shout out to Sister Cassidra. Shout out, to the forecast, my brother, my sister. And I'm just gonna we talked about a lot of things, we touched bases on a lot of things. I'm gonna end it man like this. And cause something that we don't do a lot. And I'm gonna do it like this here. Sister Cassidra still on?
I'm still here.
Okay, I'm gonna do mine like this here. Thank you, Sister Cassidra, for all your wisdom and your contributions, to our liberation struggle here. And I want to say that I love you, Sister Cassidra. Thank you.
I love y'all too. Oh my God.
Okay.
Well,
and I want to say this.
Go ahead.
And I want to say this right here to my brother Forecast. Thank you for all your contributions to our liberation struggle. And I love you, brother Forecast.
Yeah, I love you too, my brother. And what was your sister-in-law name?
Tamika.
Yeah, Tamika. Tell her thank you and shouts out to her. It's all love with her too.
Yes, that would be great for her to come on again, and we could do a live together.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her. But what I'm saying, the main thing I want to say is we got to remember how we were talking about how we are passed by each other and look at each other crazy, and and talk about we'll whoop each other ass and all that there. Listen, we gonna end out with like I love you. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's how I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna end mine with like all black people in America, all black people in Central America, South America, the Caribbean, Asia, Africa, the world. I love you, black people. I love all of y'all. That's what I'm gonna say. I love my brother Forecast. I love my sister Cassidra, we love each other. That's how I'm a man. I love you.
Yes.
I say.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tough one to follow, my brother.
Yeah.
And so you know what? I'm gonna let Malcolm X have like 30 seconds, my last words for 30 seconds. He gonna have my last words.
I think you'll find, sir, that there will come a time when black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough to think for themselves, as other humans are intellectually independent enough to think for themselves. Then the black man will think like a black man, and he will feel for other black people. And this new thinking and feeling will cause black people to stick together. And then at that point, you'll have a situation where when you attack one black man, you are attacking all black men. And this type of black thinking will cause all black people to stick together. And this type of thinking also will bring an end to the brutality inflicted upon black people by white people. And it is the only thing that will bring an end to it. No federal court, state court, or city court will bring an end to it. It's something that the black man has to bring an end to himself.
All right, and I'll also add that our ice is definitely colder. So, shouts out to everybody who is in here. Thank you again, Cassidra.
Love it. Thank you, Forecast. Have a great night, okay?
You too. And as always, we have got to start standing for something, or we're gonna keep falling for anything.